Welcome to WBB Universe, where I'm gonna be hitting you with the key facts. And I got Cut the Ish, Real Talk Sports here with me, Lakeisha. What's going on?
Yeah, not much. What's going on with you today, lady?
Nothing at all, nothing at all. I while I was working today, I sat down and watched the Teaspoon interview, and I'm really excited for us to finally kind of get into this, talk more about this, because I think it's important. I think it's important that we don't act like Teaspoon's firing never happened.
Right, and also she's such an awesome person, very inspiring. I just love to hear her talk. So I enjoyed the interview immensely. Especially, I mean, just her perseverance through all the stuff that was going on. It's hard. It's hard to be silent when people speaking on your name. You know.
It is. It's very hard. I mean, I watch a lot of these players get a lot of flack, and I'm just like, I don't know how they do it. And I'm 34. And I'm like, I don't
Mhm.
know how they do it because I would be cutting up, right? So
Right.
to see everything that Teaspoon has been through, not only in the last year, but in her life, and to decide to persevere and push forward and then come out and speak on it. It's a big deal, y'all. I don't think y'all realize when people are smearing your name and bad things happen to you, the hardest thing to do is to come out and talk about it. I know it might seem like,
Hmm.
well, if something happened to you, say something. If something and the third say, it's not that easy. It's not that simple and it's not that easy. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No. Because sometimes it's hard to keep your emotions at bay when you feel you're being wrong, and so you want to get your message out. Sometimes it's hard to figure out how to do that without um disrespecting others, especially when you feel you've been wronged,
Wronged, right?
or
Yeah.
and you want to send the right message, especially publicly.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
I'm
hard.
very um I'm very proud of her. I'm very happy with how far she's come. If you're just coming in, it's 22 people in here. Hit the like button on both pages. Make sure you hit it on both pages. Subscribe, comment, and share. We're gonna be talking about Teaspoon's firing. We're gonna show a little bit from her perspective, and then we're gonna talk about it from our perspective as well. As Black women in the workforce, right? We can
Hmm.
obviously relate to a lot of what Teaspoon has gone through, and is still currently going through. If you don't know, if it's your first time here, if it's your first WNBA season, I like to still give background. I don't want to assume everybody knows what we're talking about. As you all know, Teaspoon was the coach of the Chicago Sky this past season. And at the end of the season, Teaspoon was fired. It was a firing no one saw coming, right? At least most people, 99% of people did not see Teaspoon getting fired. I think we all said, well, it's a rough first year. There was a lot of injuries. They would have made the playoffs. And now we see that she can do even better than the second year. And what happened was she got fired. And we was like, they didn't give her at least another year,
With all
anything like that. I mean,
Yeah,
we
with
were shocked.
all the injuries, with Trey Mabry in the middle of the season,
Season.
her being a new coach, first time head coach,
Right.
her star player, which was Angel Reese, loved her. So
Right.
it just shocked us. Yeah.
Right. Right. Correct. It definitely shocked us. Tell me actually, Keisha, when you heard the news, what was your thoughts? What did you say?
I'm gonna be honest. I was upset and thought she was being held to an unfair standard. I felt like they already knew she was a rookie coach. I felt like she had to um this team didn't have a lot on it based on what the Sky did previous years, letting Kai go, trading for Marina Mabry, all these mistakes, hiring Teaspoon before the new GM was hired, even though he was still in the building as like a player development coach, you know what I mean? So he had to have known some of this stuff was going on. So I just felt like if you're a new head coach, you never coached before, and this person made her living and being a NBA coach, developing Zion Williamson. That's where I first was introduced to Teaspoon because I'm a New Orleans Pelicans fan. So you knew all of these obstacles before the season start, and to give somebody 1 year when you got two new rookies, you have a remnants of a team you used to have from the years before. You only maybe have what, one or two players from the championship team because you traded people away and all that good stuff. I just felt like it was unfair, um, of her firing, and I just felt like another black woman being put in, being held to standards that were unfair, and then we would have had, if it would have been somebody else, I just felt like they would have gave more leeway. Now don't get me wrong, I am a LSU fan, guys, y'all know, and I'm about winning, trust me. But I think if you hire a rookie head coach, you know exactly what you're getting into. And if you're not willing to go on that journey with that person, you shouldn't have never hired her. So that's
Right.
how I felt.
Right. And so I'm going to answer the same question I asked you. So, with that, I felt like a lot of people made the excuse of Jeff didn't hire Theresa Weatherspoon, right? A lot of people made that, oh, he didn't hire her, so that's why. Well, y'all shouldn't have hired her if y'all felt like if Jeff don't like her or whoever I hire as the GM doesn't like her, then we're gonna fire her. I think that's insane. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
super, super, super insane to do, to hire somebody with the thoughts that maybe we'll fire them in a year. Like that's just crazy. Like you said, they should have been ready to go on the ride with her. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's so many things that factor into this because I think that they had a plan once Jeff came in, and I think Theresa Witherspoon wasn't going with the plan, and that's why she was fired. When I found out that Theresa Witherspoon was fired, I was devastated, and
Mm-hmm.
angry. I was
Mm-hmm.
angry. I was like, what are they doing? Like, what is Chicago actually doing right now? Firing Teaspoon, and then I heard the excuse that they had, oh, they're firing her because vets aren't gonna come in, and just all these excuses they were coming. It made me even more upset. The more and more that came out about her firing, I was upset because it just didn't make sense. It just didn't make sense. I really wanted to make sense of it, and I was like, it doesn't make sense. It seems like she's a scapegoat firing, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
super upset about it. And then I think I was a little bit scared because I'm like, Teaspoon was big for Angel Reese. I don't know if there was another coach had Angel got the love that she deserved on the court and off the court, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
that was my fear with Teaspoon being fired, because I'm like, she needs to get a coach that messes with her. Angel needs that. Kim Mulkey messed with her. She needs coaches that
Mm-hmm.
mess with her. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying not to curse y'all, but so I'm my fear was, oh, they about to bring somebody in who like doesn't trust her, doesn't really mess with her, la la la. And so that's why I was very frustrated and upset. And I was just like, I don't know where this is going. And then again, you can relate, y'all. So it's not about being emotional or not. It's just you can relate to something like that. And honestly, no matter the gender, you can definitely relate to being in a work environment, giving it your all, like really trying, etc. And then come to find out, like, you get fired and you don't see it coming. And it's because you have a mind of your own and a voice of your own, and you're voicing your opinions, or you're not willing to put down your players to make others feel better, or just little things like that. And I think that Teaspoon was really out there fighting for our ladies, y'all. I think Teaspoon was
Mm-hmm.
really out there fighting for our ladies as a vet in the league. She probably came up when it was crazier. That's why I don't, I'm not gonna get into Kennedy because that's not what this is about. But my point about that and why Teaspoon just really wasn't. But I know a lot of people like, and I get it, y'all, because there's times where I got annoyed watching Kennedy. That's not what I'm. She's definitely annoying, but I think Teaspoon was like, man, I came up in the era like it probably was players worse than this, right? Like,
Right, right, right.
so I just, and she really was just fighting for our ladies, Angel, Camilla, Chennedy Carter, and so losing her was a huge asset lost. Um, And yeah, it really bothered me. I was really down about it because I'm like, I know for a fact, like, she was just doing her job and really trying. And I really genuinely thought the very next year we was gonna level up with her. I really
Yeah.
think that we was gonna level up with. I want to make that clear. I think Tyler Marsh will be great, but I'm telling y'all right now, Teaspoon would have took us to another level next year. I don't doubt that, especially once we gutted the team. Nobody wants to admit Teaspoon's Achilles heel was the vets.
Mhm.
It wasn't her
Yeah.
fault. It wasn't the young talent. Them vets was being crybabies on our team.
And let's be real, Key. Teaspoon started off the season. She leaned heavily on the vet.
Correct.
She leaned heavily on them. Dana Evans was starting. I mean, E. Diamond DeShields was starting. I think at the beginning, Angel start. Camilla was hurt, so E. Will was starting. Like the starting five only had, um, if I can remember correctly, they only had one rookie in the lineup, and that was Angel Reese. So for people with this narrative that she was just about Angel Reese, no, she started out the gate with, even though she had a talented guard like Chennedy Carter sitting on the bench, she started off the season with the vets. She believed in those vets. She told Chennedy Carter she was gonna have to earn it. She didn't have any problem telling Chennedy Carter she needed to earn it. Um, she played Reese. She played Reese alongside E. Will because I can't remember if they had a real good four on that team at the beginning of the year. Reese beat out them girls in training camp. Everybody saw the preseason. All of us saw it. So for this narrative of why did she start Reese, it was obvious. She was the best four on the team. Now, no, I take that back. So Izzy was on the team, but Reese was better than Izzy.
Correct.
So it's not like she was making moves. And even with her knowing Kennedy Carter probably was better.
Yeah.
She went with Dana and all of them because she wanted to stabilize the team because she had this great rookie and she want to bring her along and she want to bring Kennedy Carter along. So I understand it as a coach, but guess what? Even all that she afforded, they didn't look at it that way. Those vets didn't look at it that way. Once they position got taken or they got moved around, it got a little dicey.
Crazy.
Yeah, it got
It
a little
got
dicey in
crazy.
the locker room. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you hit the nail on the head, Keisha. Before I get a little bit deeper into that, I want to give a shout out to Thierry or Tier. If I'm pronouncing your name wrong, let me know how to pronounce it in the chat. Shout out to you for sending me a cash app. I truly appreciate it. It does go to something. It is not a waste to make this channel bigger and better than it's ever been. I really appreciate you sending me your cash app, no matter how big or small. It is truly appreciated by me. So shout out to you, or Thierry. And then shout out to Todrick Davis. Shout out to Todrick. Me and Todrick go back and forth about some players. Yet and still, Todrick is man enough to support my channel regardless of our differences. And I really appreciate that, Todrick. Shout out to you. Hey, listen, as long as you're sending me cash apps, I got something for you. Don't ever forget that. If you support me, I'm gonna support you back. I'm gonna show you love back, and I'm gonna give you love back. So you may not know what your Cash App is getting you into and what giveaways I might be doing that your Cash App actually puts you in a better position. I'm just saying. But shout out to
Right.
y'all, and I really appreciate it. Keisha, you got any Cash Apps you want to shout out?
Not right now. Let me see how
I ain't know if maybe you know.
I did get a cash app from Bird, but I don't know who that is.
Okay, shout out to Berg for sending
Shout
Keisha.
out to Bird.
Shout out
I
to
didn't see
Berg.
no comments, so I was like, "Oh Lord, okay."
It be people in the chat sometimes we don't see them, but
Yeah,
I just be
thank you
trying
so
to.
much, Bird.
Yeah, shout out to everybody who supports, So I just had to do that. And if you're in here, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, and share. There are people out here that need to hear what we have to say. Remember, I haven't said this in a while. ESPN is not your news cycle anymore. They got too much propaganda going on, and they're pushing a lot of things in the media that just aren't true. Y'all have
Mm-hmm.
to send this out to your loved ones, these videos and stuff like that, because what we saying, y'all, we giving y'all that real. We giving y'all that real. So I just had to say that. I didn't get to say what's up to everybody in the chat. So this is my what's up to everybody. I can't say what's up one by one. I can't pull all your chats up at once. But thank y'all so much. This was a serious topic that Keisha actually came to me with and was like, we really need to talk about this. And so we was like, all right, we got to open up this live and we really got to get down to the nitty gritty and really just dissect what really happened to Teaspoon. I think it was just so quick, went over our heads. We kind of talked about it a little bit and was mad and stuff, but now I want to actually get into the nitty gritty and dissect it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Okay, big
Yeah.
girl. I
I'm gonna
hear
have to
you.
get that together. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you, big girl. I'm gonna get you over my Zelle. I got you. I'm gonna put it on my community page and you could send me something. But yeah, so I'll say this to what you said before I did the shout outs or whatever. The vets played an integral role in Teaspoon being fired. And that is why I be saying, like, let's keep everything on the playground. Like Monique said, I don't like us going after one player more than the other. Let's be clear. There were multiple players in the locker room that were detrimental, and some were detrimental in certain ways, and others were detrimental in others, if that makes sense. Now, being
Hmm.
detrimental is being detrimental, right? So I'm not here to
Right.
argue whether you think somebody should still be allowed or not allowed or whatever. I'm just saying, let's call everybody out. Stop.
Right.
Let's not call one person out, right? Dana was
Hmm.
detrimental to the locker room. Marina Mabry was detrimental to the locker room. Izzy was detrimental to the locker room. There was a lot of players that were detrimental to the locker room. And I hate to say it, y'all, Teaspoon is one of the sweet, you could just tell just how sweet she is, how sweet, how kind, how she'll do anything for you. So for them to turn around and do her like that when she paved the way for these very, like, y'all got to understand how psychologically that could mess Teaspoon up. And she hasn't allowed it to, but like, think about paving the way for players, finally being able to coach them and them just sitting back and either being a part of your firing or just watching it happen. Because she touched on the fact that there were players that came out for me. And we could talk all day about the players who did, but let's talk about the players who did not speak up for a black woman vet in this league.
Hmm. They didn't.
I had to let that silent moment because I need to let that marinate.
Hmm. They didn't. It was certain. It was certain people came out, but I don't remember the vets.
Did you hear? Did Dana come out?
Hmm.
No.
Mm-mm.
Did Izzy come out? No.
No.
E will? No.
Well, I
Marina
don't
Mabry?
remember. Mm-mm.
No. We heard from Angel Reese and Chennedy Carter.
Yep. That was it.
And I leave Mo Jeff and Rachel Banham out of it because they came so late. There's no
Right.
way for me to even bring them in it.
Oh, and Camilla.
And
They say
Camilla. And
Camilla.
Camilla.
Hmm. The three.
Like, that's sad, y'all. Noel Quinn, Todrick touches on that. Noel Quinn is the last black woman coach in a black woman player led league. Teaspoon's firing is bigger than her. That's why I don't like we when we do stuff in an echo chamber or in a vacuum. That's what I'm trying to say. Because it's not just about Teaspoon being fired, it's what they're doing to the league, y'all. Like, Noelle should not be the only vet. Teaspoon should have got her chance to be 4 or 5 years into the league. Am I right, Keisha?
Hmm. She definitely should have got. She definitely should have got another year, Key. I mean, with the injuries, when Angel Reese went down, I, don't let me lament on allowing Marina Mabry to be traded in the middle of the season. I know a lot of people be like, yes, okay, we got this, we got that, but still it disrupts your team. That right there is like you set me up for failure, man. You gonna take a shoot off my team? How I'm gonna make up them 20 points? I mean, in the middle of the season, I just and then you gonna be like, why you didn't make the playoffs. I mean, come on with the come
And then
on, man.
Keisha, now that we look back at it, it wouldn't have made no difference
No,
because Connecticut is blowing up anyway.
yeah. So yeah,
We
so
might have been able to still trade Marina for picks. So it's like it's kind of just like so I hear you.
so,
I hear what you're
so
saying. I
yeah,
hear why
it
you
is
felt like they
middle of
shouldn't
the
have traded her.
season. But that's what I used to. I told a couple of people when we was discussing this, and people were like, "No, but we got picks." Yeah, but we still could have got them picks at the end of the season. What was the difference?
Right.
I understand. I understand the NBA does it all the time, ship people here and there. But we were a team that were toward the bottom of the standings, 6 through 8, right? And you
Yeah.
take one scoring option off of that team. What did you think was going to happen?
Right. And I love
Uh,
what Tiffy and Co said. She said Teaspoon was so good at choosing players. When everyone got injured, Jeff left her high and dry and didn't get no shape contract. He did her dirty. Tiffy,
mhm.
I love you brought that up. The entire season, I shit y'all not. I'm like, what is Jeff doing? Like, why haven't we signed anybody to a hardship contract yet? Like, what is
Odyssey
going
Sims
on? Odyssey,
was out there several times. Key.
and he wouldn't pick her. If y'all
He wouldn't
don't
pick her.
think that that man Jeff was setting Teaspoon up the entire season to fail, to say this is why I fired her, I don't you might be a little dumb. You might be a little dumb. Jeff had been setting Teaspoon up to fail. He did not set her up to prosper, and he did that on purpose, y'all. And Reddit Milky Way, I had the same thought. I said I think Jeff wanted Teaspoon to tank, and she did not want to throw the towel in. I said the same thing, Reddit. I was like, something is weird and something is off. And I think he actually wanted her to tank, and she just don't get down like that. And then you
Mm-hmm.
got Angel Reese on your team and Camila Cardoso on your team. They don't get down like that. Then you got Chennedy Carter, energy boost. They not losers. They're not playing to lose. They're playing to win every game. And I think he wanted them to lose. I thought the same thing. Y'all hear me when I say I thought the same thing. I said I think Jeff wants Teaspoon to tank, and they was arguing because she didn't want
About
to tank.
the strategy of going into the next season.
Correct.
But my thing about it is, even if you would have tanked Jeff P, what more would you have gotten? You said it. You think you would have got something higher than the number 3 pick?
No, I think he wanted to make sure he got the number 3 pick, and I think it just so happened that Angel gets injured, right? Chennedy gets injured, things of that nature. Camilla maybe isn't feeling the best or whatever the case may be, and I think he ended up getting one of the draft. I think he wanted one of the draft picks, though. I think that's
But
what
if
he was going. We almost didn't even get that though, Keisha. Understand, Keisha? We
mm,
was about to make the playoffs, and he didn't. I don't think he. I don't think. I think he said that shit at the end. He's a politician, y'all. He say anything. He a politician. So I think he said, "Oh, we didn't make the playoffs, and that's the stand." I don't think he actually wanted to make it. I think he wanted a bottom 3 pick. B Will said,
well,
"How many games did Angel miss at the end?"
like 6, maybe 6, 7.
I can't even remember.
Yeah, it was about 6 or 7. Be Will.
Yeah,
It was that because you remember B Will Kennedy Carter was out too. Like right before they played like one game together before Angel got hurt. Kennedy Carter was coming back, so they never would. But that's my issue with the whole thing. That's why that trade in the middle of the season was just so asinine. Like you had no backup scorers because Dana Evans wasn't that girl. She can come off the bench and score a little bit, but she's not a scorer. You know what
no
I'm
man.
saying? So yeah, like I say, Jeff P
Yeah.
probably Jeff P had probably already made his decision whether they made the playoffs or not. He was gonna fire Teaspoon.
I definitely think he made his decision regardless of anything, but I think he knew if he just fired her, even though she did well, I think he was like, that's not going to work. So I think on top of making the decision, he started to put things into place to make her look bad. Why do y'all think our locker room looks so bad versus everybody else? Nobody's locker room was any different than ours, but I think he purposely was leaking that stuff and slandering our locker room because he wanted to. What it's gonna be so this year gonna be so perfect it don't even make sense, y'all. Watch me when I tell you, because this is what he did want. This is who he did want to hire. So he's gonna make sure nothing comes out. He's gonna make sure everything stays good. He's gonna make sure of that. I'm telling y'all right now, it's not about what Chennedy, Dana, and them was doing in that locker room, because Dallas was going through the same shit. I know y'all watched one-on-one with me yesterday. Did Enrique and Satu look
It's
like
not,
best damn friends out there?
no, they
No,
did
they did
not.
not.
Mm-mm.
They was going through stuff, but the difference is they made sure that stuff didn't get out.
Just
That's the
like they,
difference.
just like they talking about the things that the Fever are doing. And I look, I like the moves that the Fever are doing, but hey, they got a player on their team told them the deuces right when the last game sounded. Like, do we do that on the last day of last game? Do my wife go on social media and talk about my former teammate?
Correct.
I
Correct.
mean,
We're gonna get a little bit more into it. What I want is for Keisha to play a little bit of the video, because we're gonna play pretty much what TSpoon said in a video that she did recently speaking on the situation. We're gonna stop a little bit in it and we're gonna talk about it and talk about it with y'all a little bit in the chat, because I want y'all to hear what TSpoon had to say. It's very important. And it's very important that we hear what TSpoon had to say. So I'm gonna let Keisha present.
okay, hold on, let me.
Take your
I
time.
got I got too many. There we
Tabs.
go. Yeah, I got too many tabs going, y'all.
Here we
All
go.
right, let me make it bigger. There we go. All right, you ready?
Yes, I am. Let me take this comment down. Go right ahead.
Okay.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to Good Follow. I'm Roz Gold Onwere, and we are coming to you live right now from Unrivaled in Miami. And we have the great pleasure of having one of the legends of the women's game, a Hall of Famer, legends of the WNBA, legends of the New York Liberty, an Olympian, all the accolades you could have, a 5-time All-Star in the W, and now the head coach for Team Vinyl at Unrivaled, the Theresa Weatherspoon. We got TSpoon in the building.
I'm happy to be here. You know, I'm happy to sit with you anytime.
I am always honored to have your presence and your insight on me. I mean, I remember when the league started and I was like a kid going to like extra media or player availability with the players and seeing you. You meant everything.
I appreciate that. Appreciate it so much.
So I was at practice today.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where you just came from.
Yes.
Every time that I am at your Sunday practice, there's gospel music on.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you use music to set up the vibes and the tone for your practices in gym?
Well, for me, I'm a gospel listener every day. I really don't play anything other than it's my motivational piece. And with the group that I'm with every Sunday, it's not me that put it on. They put it on. They put the gospel on, and it's motivating for them too. You know, we understand where everything comes from for us. So we give him time too.
Yeah.
We give him time in our practices. We give him time in our locker room. We make sure that we give thanks. And that's the way that we give thanks every Sunday when we're practicing.
Yeah, there's a real peace and calm when I come. There's a real energy in your practices, and certainly that translates over to the court. How's it been for you to get back to coaching at Unrivaled, especially after the surprise in Chicago?
Yeah, Raj, it has been refreshing for me. I think everyone tends to think about what happened in Chicago, and I'm the first one to say I was shocked, surprised, hurt. I was all of those things because I didn't see it coming. Didn't see it coming at all. So I chose just to be quiet. I chose to be silent. I chose to move in my direction and not anyone else's direction. I chose not to speak the way I was spoken about. I chose not to do that. And there's a reason that I choose to be the way that I am, because that's my peace. And if I decide to be the way that you are, I lose my joy. I lose my peace. I give you consent to take from me. And I don't give consent. So I chose to be silent. I chose to be me, and I chose to move forward.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, players spoke up for you. Okay.
Thankful.
So you took the high road, and it was Angel Reese who came out publicly, one of the biggest platforms in women's sports, and spoke up for you. What does it mean that
Yeah.
that you get that kind of support from
Yeah.
players? And I also know in New Orleans, everywhere you go, Zion, like players rock with you.
Well, you know, I haven't spoken about any of this at all. But when you speak about the support that I've been given, the love that has been shown, the mad love that has been shown, and you talk about Angel hitting the platform and speaking up about how it was for me and what our relationship is like, it meant everything. You know, you hear people say it meant the world, it meant everything. I'm looking at you to tell you so you can feel that it meant everything. Because you start to wonder why. What was it? What could it have been? And when you have someone to stand with who she is and uses her platform and stand the way that she did, it meant everything to me, to my career, to what I've worked so hard for just one little thing like that could come in and destroy what you worked for. I think that was one thing that was standing out to me is my career. I've worked hard. I've worked extremely hard, harder than what anyone could ever imagine to be in the position that I'm in. I've taken bumps, bruises, hits. You know, I've taken all of that, and I'm still standing. So in my eyes, you got to really hit me hard for me to fall. You got to hit me really hard for me to fall. And I'm not going to fall. I'm not going to break. I'm going to still stand. And when you have someone speaking up for you, the way that Angel came forth, the way that Zion came forth, the way the other players came forth, just the W in general, and all the fans who've known me for all my life, and especially my family. And they stood, I was fine. There's no way that I wasn't going to stay standing. There's no way. You just find a way to move forward, knowing that when your chance comes, you stand in it. And my chance came here in Unrivaled. And
Do
I'm
you
with
mind
an
pausing it?
incredible team. They are so great at.
Okay.
All right. So I don't want to do too much before we
Mhm.
kind of talk about it a little bit. We'll click play after we talk about that first half.
Okay.
That first half, y'all heard her say like she hasn't talked about it. Honestly, I think even in this interview, she's still processing it. Like you could tell. Um, she's an older black woman, y'all, and a God-fearing woman. And they very much believe in praying things away and God got us and all of that, which I totally, you know what I'm saying? I totally can understand, but wrong is wrong and right is right. But I could tell she's trying to take the grace out or whatever. Um, and so I could tell she's just trying to play it cool, but I could tell she's still like even processing, like, dang, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Um, and so you could tell she was shocked. You could tell she didn't see it coming. And from what I heard, Jeff wasn't even in the room when she
Mhm.
was fired.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I really feel for her in this clip and what she was saying while I was watching it while I was working. But man, I just still I think you could fight something from every front, and I think she's fighting it from that front, that graceful, that you know what, my head's held
Mhm.
high. Like she said, I'm not gonna give them what they want. That's how she sees it. And as long as she feels strong and in her power, like I cannot knock it. But there's obviously definitely a part of me that's just like, let's tear all this ish down. You know what I'm saying? Because that was wrong, et cetera, et cetera. But there's so many ways. What do they say? It's a million ways to skin a pig or something like that.
Mhm. Something
So
crazy.
something crazy, those old black sayings. So
Mhm.
obviously how she's dealing with it is how she sees fit, and that's fair. I'm not gonna sit up here and say she's wrong, but you could tell she was shocked. But you could tell she felt loved in the fact that I haven't really talked about this, but these players came out and said nice, great things about me, and that means a lot to her. Because I think for TSpoon, that is what she is. She's a player's coach, so she
Mhm.
could care less about an outsider's opinion, and she's spoken on that like, I don't care about social media, I don't care about this and that, and I believe her. What she cares about is her players and what they think of her. And so to have the players come out and speak on her, I think was really big for her. So what do you think about this first part
I
of this
what
clip?
I agree with your stance on. I think she's still processing it, and sometimes when you're still processing something that has hurt you, sometimes it's better to be silent until you can articulate it
Yeah.
in an educational way. Because sometimes if you haven't completely processed and um you can project the victim. They always talking about, oh, y'all always playing the victim. You want to be able to process it, come out and be have a strong voice. So when you speak on it, you really speak on it. Not from an emotional standpoint, from a place of strength. So you know what you're talking about. You can articulate it, you can get through it, and you have detached yourself from that foolishness that happened, and you can point out everything that happened because she is right. They want you to come out and be emotional and be unhinged and be um oh, she off her rocker. She don't know what she's doing. She's angry. She's angry. They want that. They want you to feed into that narrative, that stereotype. And she's just not going to give it to them. When she gets ready to really speak, I think she wants it to come from a place of power. And if you still processing something and it still hurt you, because I can hear from her voice, it still
Yeah.
hurts her.
She still hurt. Yeah.
It's like a old it's like certain people that hurt. I mean, when you get ready to tell them off, you don't need to be emotional. You want to get through the whole telling off.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I think
Right.
that's what she's going through. I think she don't want to not. I don't think she wants to. She wants to uphold her values while she
Yeah.
speaks. And if you can't do that without upholding your values, I think she don't want to. She don't want the world to see her in a bad spot. She wants to do that bad spot at home. She probably at home with her husband, cussing people out, get that out, and then I talk. I'm surprised she's actually sitting down, but she knew the questions were coming once she got the unrivaled coaching. She's probably not
Yeah.
ready, but because she's
Still.
coaching
Right.
unrivaled, she knew they were coming.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Because you remember when Cheryl did an interview and Cheryl was like, I can't say too much on here, y'all, but she's gonna come out
Hmm.
when she's ready to speak. That's what she said. She said
Hmm.
Teaspoon will come out and speak when they're ready. And one thing about the W that I don't know about the men NBA, so I'm not going to say I know it or not. Is the W is one for all and all for one. That is an organization that, like, Skylar spoke about that on her on the Angel Reese podcast. She was like, "Yo, one thing about it though, whatever the other 144 want is what I want." You know what I'm saying? So the vets stick together, the players stick together, and this was like unprecedented times that the players really did what they did. It's really a huge shock to see that. At least for the Sky, like what Dana and Izzy did, just not sticking with a person who led the way for them to even play in the
Hmm.
league. But I agree with you that she's still hurt, but because she went to Unrivaled, it was like, all right, like I'm gonna have to say something. I'm coaching, ain't I? You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
so
Right. Right.
the time is gonna come at some point. And so that's what happened. So yeah, go ahead. You can play the next clip.
Okay. Here we go, guys.
What they do, incredible at what they do. But one thing that I like the most about them
Okay.
is they are still sponges. They still want more. And when you are that good at what you do and you want more every day, that says a lot about who you are. That says that you want to be coached as hard as you can be coached. And that makes it easy for me to walk into that arena every day with the peace and the joy and the calm that you see in the practice. It starts with them.
Yeah.
It starts with them of holding themselves accountable, not having to be held accountable, but they take hold themselves accountable to their actions. And it makes it easy for me to hold them accountable because once you gain a relationship, it's easy to have that conversation, the strongest and probably the deepest conversations. It makes it easy because now I know who you are and why you do what you do.
Spoon, one of the big
Pause it right there.
topics today in this building, as everybody's been walking
Oh,
around, we are here
Pause it
in
right there.
Miami.
okay.
Real quick, y'all. And Tiffy and Co touched on this a little bit earlier. Tiffy and Co talked about the fact that Teaspoon said in here, the players hold themselves accountable.
Hmm.
Pause.
Hmm.
She said that real quick. She was talking about Unrivaled and the fact that the players hold themselves accountable. Another thing she talked about when Roz brought up the gospel stuff, she said a lot of times they ask me to turn it on. They come in wanting me to turn it on, right?
Mhm.
Teaspoon has the right vets on her team at Unrivaled at the moment. Also, yesterday, y'all, Teaspoon was at the one-on-one,
Mhm.
standing there right next to Arike. They was talking, handed Arike her towel and stuff. Another thing was I seen a video where Arike was working out outside of Unrivaled, and Teaspoon was there. So
Yeah,
go ahead, Keisha, go ahead.
key. She empowers her players to be leaders themselves. I shouldn't have to tell you everything to do. I need to empower you to be a leader, to be a great voice in the locker room. It's X's and O's, but it's also being able to lead women and be a part of a joint effort. So if I keep spoon feeding you every time, I mean, are you really learning anything?
Mhm,
I'm just letting you know I'm empowering you
mhm,
to make decisions for yourself. If you make mistakes, you can come to me for advice and all that good stuff. But at least you feel confident in the decisions that you are making, whether they're good or bad. And she's gonna help you through it. She's gonna tell you whether they were good, and she's gonna tell you whether they were bad. And then she's gonna hold you accountable. Now, some people don't like to be held accountable. So that's the problem that you have with some players. They resent it. Some people don't want to be leaders. They don't want to lead the rookies. No matter how much you empower them, they don't want to do that.
mhm.
So that's why you had that divide sometimes in the locker room, depending on the personnel that you have in their personality. So
Right.
yeah. Mhm.
Right. And I love what you just said. Empowering her players and stuff like that. And she's like a real supporter, like a big supporter. She don't gotta sit there with Enrique at the one-on-one or even outside of it. Like I said, maybe at the one-on-one that makes sense, but even outside of it, Enrique during her workouts, just sitting there talking with Enrique. You have De'Erica Hamby saying, "I would run through a wall for Teaspoon," and I
Mhm.
don't doubt that. Just because you have some players that aren't willing to do that does not mean that she's not the coach that you need, right? And nobody's here to not critique. Everybody has critique to pass around. I could be a better this, I could be a better that. I'm sure people would say, right? Same thing with you,
Yeah.
Keisha.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, it doesn't mean you're not the person for the job. We all have weaknesses and strengths, right? And so
Mhm.
I feel like the vets didn't buy in and Jeff didn't want her, and that's why this played out the way it did, because lo and behold, she's in Unrivaled and she's successful. I'm not going to sit up here and say her team is the best team, but that's not on her, right? She's coaching, she's making adjustments. That's all a coach can do, but she can't play for them out there. But at the end of the day, her players mess with her. Her players like her. So that whole argument about vets don't want to play for a vet is just cap. So I want to just go ahead and debunk that right now. Like, I'm not
Mhm.
going with that narrative no more. Jeff said that and he was lying, y'all. It's a lie. These players love playing for Teaspoon. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Dean Sweet said, look at how Ray Burrell is playing with more confidence. Absolutely. A lot of those players are able to go out there and be confident in themselves no matter if their shot is dropping or not. Right.
Mhm.
And that is partially because of Teaspoon. So
Mhm.
yeah, you can go ahead and play.
Okay.
WNBA free agency.
Ooh,
My gosh, have you
ooh,
been paying attention?
it's a woo wow.
It's a woo wow.
I mean, let me tell you, teams are putting this thing together. And I tell you this, and everybody's just gonna say I'm a little biased, but you normally do this when a team win a championship. You take a look at how they built their roster, and then you take a look at your roster and say, how do I compete with that?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I see. I see, teams really building their team to be able to compete with what the Liberty brings.
Mhm.
Yeah, and they're really stacking these teams, and it looks good. It looks good on paper, but now it's time to see what it's going to look like on the floor.
Right. So, okay, so Spoon and I mean, obviously New York Liberty legend. I'm from New York. I'm
Yeah,
calling the game. I
yeah,
help call the games with the Liberty. So I'm looking at the Liberty. Yeah, teams are trying to come for the
yeah,
champs right
yeah.
now.
And you're supposed to.
Right. As
You're
they did
supposed
the
to.
Aces too, respect to all of
Yes,
these top teams.
absolutely.
But Indiana got better
Yes.
fast.
Quickly,
Phoenix,
quickly,
Atlanta,
quickly.
arms race.
Yes.
Influx of new
And
talent.
I'm telling you, every one of them at this moment should be thinking championship. But as you're thinking championship, there's a way that it has to be done because of the talent that's there. It's one ball, so there's going to be a lot of sacrifice.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that takes some time to mesh, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So look at what happened with the Liberty. For the most part, the Liberty kind of ran back the roster.
Yes.
There was a chance where we thought maybe they'd get splashy in free agency, and instead they stayed with continuity and consistency.
Yeah.
But the other side, we're seeing other teams that just added talent. So what do you think about like the process and approach of the Liberty, who looked at their roster and kind of doubled down on them?
Build a dynasty. Why break it up? Why break it up? You don't. If it's still going and it's going at a very high level, why break it up? You don't break it up. You go ahead and build that dynasty. And that's what I think they want to do, is build a dynasty with who they have in place right now. Of course, they're probably trying to find just this piece and that piece to add to it.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, they know what they want, but they're building a dynasty by keeping everybody together.
Yeah. From a player perspective, I mean, you were dominant for so long. How important is continuity?
It's probably the most important thing. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you can't gain that continuity and that chemistry, there's an issue. There's a problem. And I think that's what the Liberty has, probably over everyone else right now.
Yeah.
Because all these teams who bringing in all these incredible, talented young women, it's going to take a minute to come together.
Yeah.
But Liberty, they know one another. They have it. So all they're going to do is get a little bit better and a little bit better, a little bit better. And then everybody else is trying to come and match that.
Yeah. And during that championship run too, like I was on the court in Barclays after game 5 when the Liberty won.
Yeah.
I immediately saw you. Do you remember this?
Yes,
I immediately saw you on the sidelines. You were with Swin Cash. You were with Angel Reese. I saw you. I mean, you kind of ooze the emotions. You were tearing up, and the streamers are coming down. And you, as a player, Spoon, you got this franchise so close. What did it mean to you to see the New York Liberty finally, after 28 years, break through and be a WNBA champion?
You know, when the confetti started to come down, I could remember it not coming down for us and trying to get out of it, trying to just get out of it because you're so hurt at the moment. So you just want to get out of it. But as it was coming down this time, I didn't want to move. I didn't want to move. And I was so proud of each one of them to take the history of the New York Liberty, to take it and run with it, and then celebrate with us. That I'll never forget that. I will never forget that they brought us in to celebrate with them, whether it was on the floor with them, in the background with them, and then on floats with them. I'll never forget that.
That meant a lot that they honored.
That meant everything to us, and we still talk about it. Still, that meant everything. That was them. They won it. They went out blood, sweat, and tears in that uniform. They did that in front of the crowd and got the crowd behind them. They did that and have celebrities sitting there watching them, coming to watch them, and Ellie did too. Ellie, you got to put Ellie in. So all that they did, they recognized us from before. Come on. That meant everything. That tells me, it told us who those young women were in that uniform. Not just as players, but who they are as people. They know about their history.
Okay, so this was like a 2-part that I thought was really good. For one, her talking about the rebuild or the double downing, and all of that, you could tell she's a coach. It was just her first year. I don't know why anybody expected her to be this amazing coach her first year, yo. Like it's really aggravating me, the argument of that. But you could tell by the way she's even just thinking about the rosters for other teams. That lady is a coach. Am I right or am
You're right.
Keisha?
Yeah, she a coach.
Like she was talking about, well, yeah, the Liberty don't really have to do anything because they just need to double down to just add on a little bit of something and just win again, right? She talks about the fact that, okay, yeah, it's great. They looking good real fast, but what's it going to look like when they actually get on the floor? Like she's talking about real shit. Now, I'm not saying it's rocket science, right? But I'm just saying the way she was even talking about those topics, you could tell she's thinking from a coach's mindset, like the moving pieces and all of that. You're not going to convince me that she couldn't build a winning roster throughout our future. I absolutely think she had a mindset to be able to do that. But everything takes learning curves. Way that I'm seeing or have seen people critique TSpoon, hey man, I pray nobody critique y'all like that. The way y'all get on the internet and speak on her, I pray your first few days job or your first 6 months at a job that they give you more grace than you're giving her. Like it's sickening the way that y'all would never want to be treated like that at y'all jobs. What y'all do, where y'all work at, what y'all are good at. And y'all turn around and make these lame comments and don't sit here and actually think. I'm going to be very clear because maybe I didn't make it clear at the beginning of this video. This is not the space for whatever contrarian comments y'all want to come in here with. It's just not. That's not this episode. This isn't a WNBA free agency. What do y'all think we should do with the draft? Let's debate who we should pick at 3 and 4. That's not that's not what we're doing today. That's not the content today. We're talking about what happened to TSpoon and how it was not right, period. And how these organizations treat Black women, and in the specific organization she's in, that it rode on Black women's backs into this way. So if you have nothing like that to add to the conversation, absolutely keep it to yourself. If you feel some type of way, I don't care. If you want to get off my page, that's okay. This is what my page is about. I'm not here. Like, I'm not here for I know we like, it's just basketball. This shit is more than basketball to women like that who grew the league. And that's what we're talking about today. Now, tomorrow we might be a keying about something else. But if that's not what you're here to do, if you trolling, put in timeout. If you offering up comments that have nothing to do with what we're talking about and how she's been done an injustice, pretty much, and how maybe you could relate to it. And this is a safe space to talk about that, no matter your gender, right? But I'm not looking for you to debunk it. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, I'm not looking for you to debunk it. Oh, well, maybe she could have been a better coach. Like, we could all be better at everything. Your comments are just, please come up with something better. It's just not good enough.
I would just offer this. This team was projected to be 12th at the beginning of the season. This is what they handed TSpoon. They handed TSpoon a 12th, a projection of a 12th team with 2 new rookies on it and Chennedy Carter and Betts. This is what they handed TSpoon. And then they got upset when those rookies, and then one of those rookies, the number 3 pick, went down before the first game was played. And then they got mad and upset when she supported the other rookie who was playing out of her mind. So you want to give her this big bowl of foolishness and then coupled with the injuries, and then you say, well, maybe she's just not a great coach. Well, your first, and then on top of that, I've never been a head coach before, and you knew that me coming in. It's just like I start a new profession. I've been in my profession for over 20 years. If I start a new profession and they teach me from the ground up and they fire me after a contract term, and they knew I was new. They knew I knew nothing when I came in the door. And you're not going to give me grace? Nothing? You just go, okay. That's all I'm going to say. Then you shouldn't have hired a novice head coach.
And that's just it, Keisha.
And then you follow that up with hiring another novice head coach. Because he's another coach that's never coached before, never been a head coach before. So which one is it? Which one is it? Because you told me that TSpoon she couldn't make it to the playoffs. She didn't know what she was doing, blah, blah, blah. I get all that, what you're saying. But they knew that going in. So that's what debunks what you're saying, whatever's going on in the chat. I don't know, because I hadn't even really paid attention. I actually was listening to TSpoon.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't heard this before, I like
listening to her talk. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. Same. I was listening to her talk too. It's the same for me. It was like a couple, it's not really a lot of chats actually. It's a couple chats or whatever. It wasn't, but I'm just talking also because we're talking about it now. It happened so long. So I'm just talking about all the comments I saw. Like,
oh yeah.
And just like, I was just like, how is that y'all logic about this? Right? Like, how are we not holding as Black people, unfortunately, I think what happens is you start to blame your own people and you don't hold the corporate America accountable for their behavior towards our people. It really frustrated me to see people blame TSpoon more than the establishment. It's like, no, it's the establishment. It's corporate America being corporate America again. Like, not liking a strong Black woman, not liking somebody with a voice, not wanting us to have a voice and ripping that away from us. And it was happening to TSpoon right in front of our eyes. And it was just like, well, it's I mean, she should have been, and all of this other stuff, it was just weird, like the commentary around her firing. And that's why I'm really happy you brought it to me to like do this episode, because I'm just like, nah, we're gonna really talk about this in depth, because we sometimes we like to keep the surface level, and it's deeper than that. So yeah, you can go ahead and play the rest of it.
Okay, I'm gonna press play.
History. And they brought us in with it.
Yeah. There's so much love, not only from the players currently to the past players and all that. I mean, just in the building at Barclays, the fan base, not even just Liberty fans, all of W fans. There was a moment that went viral. It was during a playoff run. It was at Barclays. It was pretty soon. It was after, the breakup with Chicago for you. And you were in the building and they show you on the Jumbotron and the place erupts. I mean, they loved on you on the Jumbotron. What did it mean to you in that moment, that like getting that kind of reception from New York?
If I sit here and think about it too much, I might tear again. The one thing that I know about New York City and the people in New York City, they know who I am. They know who I am. They know what I give. They know what I bring. They know I live by holding myself first accountable and then everybody else around me. So they knew. They knew everything that was said about me. No, they knew. But for them to recognize me the way that they did that night, and the things that I was going through at that moment, the anger that I had, the frustration that was over me, the why that was over me, and for them to do what they did, it was gone. It was gone immediately for me at that time, because the love has never left. Recognizing who I am as a person, forget basketball, because I love people and I'll put people before myself to a fault. And then for fingers always to turn in the opposite direction, New York made me feel different.
Yeah. I remember the moment. I was emotional seeing it. And I actually think I saw it on social. I'm not sure if I was even at that game. But you deserve so much of that, Spoon.
I didn't know what to do. If you look at it, if you watch it over again, I didn't know what to do. Do I stand? I didn't know. And I've always been in the know in New York. I stand immediately. I recognize them as they recognize me, because there couldn't be any me without them. It wouldn't be me without them if they didn't accept me for who I am as a player and as a person. So I didn't know what to do at the moment. If you look back at it, it's like, is she going to stand? What is she going to do? What is she going to do?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I just wanted them to know at that time, let me get up to let them know I thank you at this moment more than I ever have in my life. I thank you.
Well, you are a part of women's basketball history. I mean, when the WNBA started in 97, you were a player there. Now as a coach, 2025, you're here for another beginning of a league. Wow. So you saw the beginning of the W, now you're here for the beginning of Unrivaled. Yes. How does the momentum and impact and attention compare in these moments in time?
You know what I've thought about with that is, starting in the W, you're a pioneer. So there's things that you have to help to grow, to better, to change. And that's what we were doing in the W, to make sure that it was correct for our younger women to come, because we wanted this thing to last forever. So we wanted to do it in the right way. So coming into Unrivaled, I'm feeling the same way.
Really?
To make sure that I'm letting them know, okay, now you're pioneers of this league. Now you're pioneers of this league. So now you have to pay attention to what must change, what must be better, and what must grow for the next ones to come. So it's the very same thing that I thought when it happened in the W to now bringing it to Unrivaled to make sure they understand what you must do for it to last for the next ones to come.
So what comes next for Spoon? If you can even imagine, is it about continuing to find the next coaching position where you can be in this role? Is it about something else for you?
The one thing I want the world to know about me is I'm not just a basketball player. I'm not just a basketball coach. There's more to me than what anyone has ever seen or even know. So you never know what path God has for me. You never know. All I do is remain ready. I remain obedient. I do my work. I still be who I am. And I trust and believe in who God is in my life. It's going to lead me to my next step. And when I step into that next step, all the hits that I've taken, I'm just going to walk in with a smile, knowing that whatever it is that where he places me the next time, it's my place. It's my place. But I'm not worried about what's next. I just want to have myself prepared to be ready for what's next.
That's a bar. That's a word. Spoon, anytime I sit with you, I feel very lucky to gain some knowledge and just a perspective on life. Thank you for the time.
But I want to say this because being around all the players here has been excellent. And of course, I'm with Lionel and Enrique, Ryan, Tierka, Ray, Jordan, and the little Boston. They have been a rock for me. And I said to them, and I shared this with them in the locker room, is you all think that it's me pouring into you, but you all are pouring into me. You all are keeping me on my toes of being creative and innovative and staying sharp with what I must do to remain great at what I do. So my job for you is to go and be creative, be innovative, and bring it back to you. So we're all pouring into one another. We're all remaining great with one another.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that what we give to them every single day, what I try to give to them every single day, that it is sustained success. That whatever they carry from me, whatever they might get from me, that it's everlasting. Yeah. That's all I want. I want it to be everlasting for them because I want to see them succeed.
Yes. It's very clear. And it's a two-way street. Thank you, Spoon.
Thank you.
Yeah, I really appreciate the time.
I appreciate you. Thank you for just allowing that little piece to be spoken about who I am. About who I am as a person.
Yeah, it was important to get this out today, huh?
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you, Spoon.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. That wraps that up. I mean, talking after that don't even make sense, but we're gonna do it anyway. I mean, Spoon
I can
dropped
listen
the
to
mic on
TSpoon
that
all night.
all
girl.
day. I mean, she is a preacher, man. I mean, she's a sometimes on earth you see you actually you know what, this is the quote, and y'all listen to me clearly when I say this. The quote is, the closest thing you'll ever see to God will be in another person. Like, to this day, we don't know what the actual image of God looks like, but you see it in other people. And TSpoon is one of those people. Like, she just one of those, you just, oh, yo, you God's child. Like, it's people out in the world where you just know they walk with a certain faith and stature. They just grace and way about them that you just know that that's one of God's people. And my favorite thing in this entire interview was that last part, because I knew it was big for her to speak on who she is as a person. She also spoke about, she was like, them people in New York knew about me. So what was said, they just knew that it wasn't true. And I thought that was just a big deal, because we've talked about this campaigns and what was going on and how it was purposely being put out there to spew this image of somebody that it really isn't. Now, I, on a very minimal level, have been through smear campaigns where people lie on me or whatever in my everyday life or something like that, or at a job, or when I was in high school or something like that. But I cannot imagine being that popular and somebody lying on me, Keisha. Like, I just, and how that doesn't break you, because you know it's not true. people are actually going for it. I mean, man,
The
it's
worst thing you can do to me, Key, is lie on my name. I can't.
I,
I can't.
I
I can't let it stand, Key. It's one of my flaws that I'm gonna keep going
I'm
until
the,
you take that lie back. God dog it.
I'm the same way, Keisha. I'm the same. I hate some. You could do anything, but if you lie on my name, uh-uh. Like
Yeah.
we gotta figure this out, and you gotta get on a microphone and tell the truth. You gotta tell the truth.
Yeah.
Cause
I'm
I
calling you
just
out.
can't stand it. I cannot
Yeah.
stand it. But I
Hmm.
mean, for her to just be like, man, I mean, just talking about these players, like they pour into me, just like I pour into them, and all of this other stuff. It's just like, yo, like it's beautiful though, that she is being poured back into. It's also really cool. Like I think it just hit me when Ross said it. Ross has been around forever. You hear her talking about like, yo, Teaspoon, I remember you from back then. For her to want to talk to Teaspoon, for her to big Teaspoon the way she is, still, that's how you know she has a character about her that hasn't wavered. Roz has
Hmm.
no, like, it's been decades since she met Teaspoon, and she's still like, yo, you could tell it was genuine in her body language. She's like, yo,
Hmm.
I love talking to you, Teaspoon. Like, I just get so much out of it. All of that. And so,
And I'm
um,
glad she picked somebody in the industry that's played a podcaster. She didn't try to go on some big network and do some big old, I don't
yeah,
know,
thing or
piece.
interview or
Yeah.
whatever.
She
Yeah,
just
yeah.
wanted to sit down and talk ball and talk what happened in a
Hmm.
safe space, and not that's why you not probably seeing all the clickbaity things from this interview, because when you actually watch it, it's you can't tell me it's not genuine between her and the person interviewing her. So it was just a
Yeah,
genuine good time.
it
So I
was. It was.
think,
You could tell. You could tell it was
hmm
genuine. And she's her being a part of the league when it started, the WNBA, and now being a part of Unrivaled. I mean, I could sit here all day and talk about how she was wronged and stuff, but I do want to point out her blessings, right? And
hmm
man, like she's just so blessed. Imagine being a part of the inaugural new season if you know what I mean? Like you was a part of not necessarily the inaugural. I'm actually not sure if she was a part of the inaugural, but just the first seasons of the WNBA in the 90s, and then to be a part of this now. I mean, it's just a full circle moment for her. Like
and key, especially with that narrative out there that, oh, veterans don't want to be coached by you.
it's just so cap. She
They
talked
had
about
narrative.
when we went. They wanted me on that. She said they wanted me in the locker room to celebrate when they won the championship. They wanted me on the parade floats. It's just not like it's just not it's just not true. That narrative just is not true about the vets thing.
But I will say this, and shout out to my mama Ella Mae Green, because Ella Mae tells me all the time. Sometimes if you just sit back, God'll fight your battles for you, because New York poured love, Unrivaled poured love, and even the narratives that were being put out there, people were still like, I don't know about that. So sometimes you don't have to speak for yourself. Sometimes my personality, I'm on it. I'm on it quick because I don't like people lying on me. I don't like people lying on me. But yeah, um, sometimes my mama used to tell me and my sister, just wait. And I used to be like, no, I ain't waiting. I'm about to go talk about it right now. Just wait. Sometimes the people that you have showed up for will show up for you and have your back.
You preaching. Hey, Keisha,
Hmm.
Keisha said I came on this podcast to preach today because you're preaching. You're literally preaching. Like Big Girl said, God said, touch not my anointed. He will fight your battles.
Mhm.
Uh Joe Mama said God is ordering her steps and she is following him. I give no voice to Jeff regarding his comments, and that is what we have to do as well. Just speak truth and power to her and about her. Listen,
Mhm.
like, yo, like it my God, Keisha, that was so good because I think anyone can take from that in their own personal lives. You know how many times I had to go, like, I gotta follow his steps, right? God said he'll order my
Mhm.
steps. I just have to follow them. And it's so hard not to speak or to act or to go into
Mhm.
action or anything like that. And I mean, we could just all learn so much from Teaspoon in the way of just, she is just trusting that despite what Jeff has done, that God is gonna take care of her no matter what, which I know is
Mhm.
true anyways. I've already said, like, yo, whatever, wherever she get hired, if she gets hired in the WNBA again, I do not doubt that Angel would end up being on that team. I,
Mhm.
I would, not to say Teaspoon doesn't deserve the job, but I would hire Teaspoon because I know Angel is coming to that team if Teaspoon coaches that team, right? But anyway, just so quickly she gets hired at Unrivaled, and they asked them about that, like what went into you hiring, and they was like, it was a no brainer to hire Teaspoon, right? Like,
Mhm.
and I was asked, I think Todrick asked me, do you think maybe Angel got Teaspoon hired? I'll say this, I don't know, right? And it could be that maybe she did help, but I do believe that Teaspoon has the credentials no matter what. If you get you could have the credentials and then somebody kind of push you through, right? Like just be like, you know, um you have the credentials, but also Keisha said la la la, right? So even if Angel did quote unquote help her get the job or anything of that nature, I feel like it don't matter because she has Teaspoon has the credentials, but also we could do nepotism too. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? We could do nepotism too.
Yeah.
So well, that's not nepotism because Angel's not
Yeah.
older
You're right.
than,
Right. Right.
but y'all get what the hell I'm saying. We could help each other out, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, y'all, that interview was, I mean, it was just amazing. It almost helped pull me through her firing. The fact that we're about to start a new season with the Chicago Sky and Teaspoon won't be there. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Us not seeing her on the side, us not being aggravated with her rotations and all of
Right.
that. Like, cause I mean, I
Right.
don't care. Like I had critiques for her. That's why it's just crazy. Like I had critiques, but I still thought she was a great coach and could
Right.
continue to be, right. But it sucks that we won't be able to see her. And I think this little interview she gave made me feel better about going into the season and what we're about, the newness of it, and Tyler and all of that or whatever. It's almost like, well, Teaspoon will want us to be, what I mean, you ever be like, well, Teaspoon will want us to be happy, or Teaspoon will want us to go on and blah blah blah, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I
And
kind of feel better.
I think for us too, when the firing happened, when she didn't do any interviews, it almost leave her fans with, "Oh, is Teaspoon okay? Is some of this stuff that's being said, is any truth to that? Is it did she do this? Did she do that?" It just left a lot of questions. Even though we were like, "No, this is crazy," we still had questions. So I understood her taking her time. It just left people speculating, and the people with the narratives, they were doing their own spin, and a lot of them like Angel got her coach fired and all that la 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 was going on
Yeah.
during that whole thing. And so sometimes you just like, okay, can somebody just stop the narrative, just stop, because that's me. Look, I'm about to get up, I'm about to click the live and tell y'all a bunch of liars, but she didn't do that. And so kudos to her, because hey man, she got resolve and she got faith. A lot of people say they got faith that God gonna fix it, but a lot of people just be talking. They don't really have
Yeah.
faith. Because sometimes I be running around there like, no, I gotta fix it. No, I can't wait.
Right. Right. I gotta go into action immediately. I can't
Yes.
wait on anything. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I definitely understand what you're saying. And a lot of stuff, y'all, it takes time to be right. This is not a word, y'all, but to be made right. I was about to say right
Mhm.
it, but to be made right. So I've had stuff happen to me, right, y'all? Like, let's say in 2000, something happened to me, something bad happened to me, like somebody did me dirty or something like that, right, y'all? And like a couple years or a year or so would go by, and I'm just like, dang, how does the person who's a bad person or has done bad, they just get to like live in a way that they don't get to amend their wrongdoings. And then I find out 2 years later or 3 years later. Now, mind you, by this time, I don't even care no more that like they life is in shambles, like they not like all of this stuff. Sometimes karma takes a little bit, right? Sometimes we don't
Mm-hmm.
see all of it either, right? Sometimes we don't see all of what's happening. But I will bet my last dollar that within the next 5 years, we're gonna see something really great happen for Teaspoon. For sure. I don't know what Jeff's specific karma will be necessarily, but we're already seeing great things, by the way, y'all. I'm not saying she doesn't have something great happening for her, but I'm just saying we're going to see her continue to grow and rise and all of that in whatever way God sees fit. And we'll see what happens with Jeff. We're going to see what happens with him because he will get his karma. And also, somebody spoke on this because we only been speaking on Jeff. Y'all, we haven't spoke about what's her name, Nadia.
Nadia. Who is
That's
that?
the black part owner of the Chicago Sky.
Oh yeah, she's the one that actually did the firing,
Did
right?
the firing,
Yeah.
yes.
Because I don't think Jeff was in the room. I think it was
No,
Nadia.
it was
But I
Nadia.
mean, but in Nadia's case, I mean, she is an employee of his, so she told her to do it. She had to do it. I
She not
mean,
an employee of Jeff. Jeff is
oh
her
no,
employee.
oh so
No.
she a owner?
Yes.
Oh well, yeah, I don't know. I don't know about old Nadia. Then I don't know. So Nadia was a part of the person that brought Teaspoon there.
Yes. She's part of the hiring. Then she hired Jeff and then fired Teaspoon. Elliot Hudson said, I think Nadia Rawlinson is just a part of the problem as Jeff. She the one who lied to and slash hired Teaspoon and then okayed the firing. She was the first to give a statement about it. I don't think Angel like her. Yeah, the little snakes in the grass comment, everybody thought it was about just Jeff. She probably talked about Nadia too, right? Y'all,
Mm,
it's people who look like us that is just as bad as them,
yeah,
you know?
yeah. I mean, good or bad is not a race thing. I mean, they got good people in business, they got bad people in business, So, well, I don't know what to say about old Miss Nadia. All I know is if Jeff P was her boss, he should have been the one to fire her.
Right, to fire Teaspoon.
Yeah, he should have.
I heard T Carmella, Cheryl Swoops, the interview I watched, Cheryl Swoops said he was not in the room, T Carmella. She didn't
Mm,
say, she said that Jeff wasn't in the room. So but I mean he could
mm,
have been. I don't know. Either way it was wrong.
yeah,
Okay, here we
yeah.
go. Nadia hired Teaspoon all by herself. She is an owner, the president of basketball operation. She's Jeff Boss. Okay, got you.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I agree though, y'all. I agree that she's a part of the issue. I think sometimes, but I always say like the corporations are the issue, and then a lot of people just be like, "Oh, it's just the way it is," and they don't go into it trying to change it. Unfortunately, Nadia is probably just another worker. She's just another person, and you love to see a black woman a part of ownership, right? But if you're not gonna do nothing with that, mm, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Mhm.
Again, I'm not saying that Teaspoon did not have critique. My point is being a part of setting her up for failure is my issue. And then letting a smear campaign be run about her. That's my problem with it all. I don't, because they brought, we could say they brought a black man in. Well, that's great. But look what you did to the black woman just to bring the black man in. You know what I'm saying? So that's my
A-
issue.
And let's be clear. I don't have a problem with you firing anybody out of your organization. Just go to the mic and tell the truth of why you did it. Don't engage in some kind of, oh, the vet's not gonna like you or this, that, and the third. Just say, look, you didn't like the way she was running the offense. Whatever basketball reason you want to give, don't make it a personal attack when you know that wasn't true. That was my problem with it. You can, I mean, Key, you could be running a business right now, and it could be a black woman in your employ. I'm not gonna say, Key, you better keep her because she black. No, if Key
Okay.
say, look, she not doing the job, and here's the reasons why. I get you, Key. I get you. Go on, because make no mistake, it's a business, and they in the business of winning games. I totally get that. I just didn't like the whole narrative that was being spent. You don't have to spin narratives when you can just make it about the basketball and keep it pushing. Now, I might not agree with your basketball analysis, but you make the decisions. So your basketball analysis has more weight than my analysis. But at least it wouldn't have been all this think pieces of why are we doing this because we're not going to attract this and all that. You still didn't attract any. Let's just be real on that. So that was my only problem with with the organization. You don't have to engage in all of that stuff. You can just say, look, Chennedy Carter, I don't think it's gonna be a good mesh in the locker room. We're moving on. Theresa, I don't think you have control over the locker room. I don't think you have control over the vet. We're gonna move on. We're gonna keep it basketball.
Facts.
But to engage in all that other stuff was just silliness to me. And now you look like egg on your face
Mm-hmm.
because uh, the people that wanted to believe it believed it. You know, some people wanted to tear it down anyway because of that rivalry. You know, so those people was gonna believe it anyway. But the
Yep.
people that really know ball didn't believe your
It made no
analysis.
sense. When you knew
So
ball, you just like you're not making sense, bruh. You're not making
yeah,
sense, man. It don't make
so
sense. Real quick, y'all. I want to shout out Reddit Milky Way again for sending me a cash app and supporting the channel. Excuse me. Shout out to Reddit. Also, McKaylin sent me a cash app. If you in here, McKaylin, pop chat. I wasn't able to see it when I be on here, y'all. I don't always see it as soon as I get it. But shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all for sending me a cash app. I appreciate that so much. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. And anything helps y'all.
that girl say top op Nadia.
Y'all are funny, man. Y'all are funny. Donna Cox said until all upper management is revamped for Chicago Sky, not going to be successful. Um, Tiffy and Cole said Chennedy Carter was not the locker room issue. This is a part of Jeff's smear campaign. I agree with that. I would say
Mhm.
she was not the only issue, but they only chose to smear her. That's what blew me. Like if we gonna smear everybody, like what are we talking
Mhm.
about? There was other players a part of it. But yeah, I agree with that, Tiffy and Co. Let me know if y'all enjoyed TSpoon's interview in the chat though. Drop in the chat if you enjoyed TSpoon's interview. Maybe even what was your favorite part of it. I really enjoyed it while I was working today. I mean, it almost set a little calmness over my day. Like she just brings this calmness to
So
you.
positive.
Yeah, positive. Now, anytime I see that Teaspoon is getting interviewed, I'm probably gonna watch it now. I probably wouldn't even like really watched it before, but now I'm like, nah. I mean, she gives great interviews. It's like a sermon.
Thank. Oh,
When
I
she
wanna
speaks.
shout out Donna Cox for sending me a cash app. Thank you so much, Donna Cox and Todrick. Thank you so much for sending me a cash app. I really appreciate it. 'Cause,
Same.
Lord,
Shout
I
out to
got some
Donna
stuff to
Cox.
buy for this. Shout out to all of y'all guys.
Yeah, man.
Thank you
Y'all are
so
so
much.
wonderful. Y'all are so wonderful. I gotta shout out Donna Cox too. Donna Cox supported both channels. Sent Keisha a cash app and sent me one too. Cut the ish. And WBB Universe, where I'm gonna hit you with the key facts. Appreciate you so much, Donna Cox. It means so much. Trust me, nothing is too small or too big. We really appreciate it, and it really helps our channel. Like if y'all are loving what we're doing right now, the money that y'all send to us, it goes into making these shows better. Trust and
Mhm.
believe me. Better technology, better lighting, better everything. That just makes it more pleasing for y'all. and gives y'all more exclusive things. So I'm gonna see what everybody's saying. Tulip says she is always a good listen. Todrick said I enjoyed it. I love the emotional vulnerability.
Mhm.
T. Carmela said, really enjoyed Teaspoon's interview. Big Girl said, I really enjoyed her interview. Not for the week said, I loved the entire interview. Tiffy and Co said, I was so happy Teaspoon did the interview. I'm excited for her episode on Angel's Pod. I can't wait to see that either, child.
Mhm.
ADP said, yeah, it was a great interview when I first saw it. Tears came because of how real it is. Political Lil said the interview made me sad, but I'm glad she's recovering slowly. Facts, political. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. The interview was awesome, and I had already seen it. One on one is the real deal. Always have been players get exposed. Okay. Do you have any other way to send you money? I don't use Cash App. So we're working on another. Do you do Zelle, Joe Mama? Because I think I might have to do my Zelle for y'all. I think I might have to do
Post
Zelle.
it in our community. Yeah.
Yeah, for the people who don't do Cash App, I might have to turn that on. I might have to turn that on. Um, Reddit Milky Way said, part of me loved that she didn't go that route that Jeff did to her and Ken. The other part wish she would have exposed him. Overall, I love the interview. It makes me happy for the future. Nadir said, what's gonna be the excuse for Tyler?
Mm.
Aunt Dick said Teaspoon is the truth as a coach, and then Todrick said we got to get Kia a new stand holding that for 4 hours. I know your hand
I've said,
tired enough.
I've said that. I was like, girl, where you staying at?
Hey, Todrick, I'm looking it up on. I literally have it in my Amazon cart. I shit you not, Todrick. I have to order it. It's getting
He
ordered,
ain't gonna be like this.
bent, turned all up, and everything, y'all. Because I just be standing here with the mic so y'all can hear me good. I gotta get one of them stands so I can just. Yeah, y'all. It's coming, but in the cash apps y'all send me, I'm gonna go on
Get your
Amazon and
arm. Get your arm or something. Yeah. You gonna have carpal tunnel in a minute. You
listen. I already know. I already know. AL504 said New York wants Angel on their team.
I bet they
Listen,
do.
and guess who's going down? Brianna Stewart. They play the same
Mm-hmm.
position. But y'all ain't hearing that
Mm.
from me though. Y'all ain't
But
hear
you
that
ain't
from
hear
me.
that from me. Mm-mm. I don't want Bro Clark coming up here when we open the panel crashing out. You better stop, Key. He gonna
Hey, no,
crash
you're right.
out.
You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. So I want to say this last little tidbit, and then we're gonna open up the panel and we can all talk about it or whatever the case may be. My last little tidbit is that when you're somebody like Teaspoon and you're going up against a big corporation, someone like Angel supporting you is a big deal because you really are the little people, quote unquote, and nobody really believes you. What I will say I loved was social media went to bat for Teaspoon immediately.
They did.
It was
They
to the
did.
point where Jeff, Chicago Sky, and Nadia had to turn off their comments because they did not want to see what we were saying. And Jeff even said in Tyler Marsh's interview when he first came out, he was like, "We heard y'all, we heard you, or whatever," because they get that stuff. So y'all never stop talking and never stop bullying because they get that stuff on social media and hear us. Go ahead, Keisha.
And I will say this, even though some people don't like him, some people like him, some people don't. I will say I was shocked when I heard it. Even Shannon Sharp went on his podcast and said something about Teaspoon, saying that he didn't feel like she should have been fired, but you know how this business go. Yeah, him and Ocho Cinco talked about it when it happened, and was just like, I just thought she should have got another year. You know, they talked. He didn't talk about it on ESPN, but he did talk about it on his podcast. He just said, I just don't know what they was expecting. She was a new head coach and she should have been given another year to see if she could right the ship. And I don't understand where they're coming from with that. I don't know what's going on in Chicago. He did say that, and I was like, wow, okay,
Surprised because a lot of them was on that weird stuff or
right, yeah,
whatever.
they
So
be on that
yes,
weird stuff. So I was surprised to see that. I was like,
yeah,
oh, okay.
yeah, facts.
So
And I'll say this too. For one, it was something I saw. Somebody said, "Did you say never stop bullying?" Yeah, never stop bullying them. That's definitely what I said. And it was one other thing I wanted to touch on, y'all. Oh my god, it's slipping my mind. Oh, I wanted to say like you can have your opinions, but I don't. What I get frustrated with is when we as a people start to conform and think like them, right? Like I two things can be true. Chennedy or TSpoon are up for critique, or I think Keisha said it perfectly. Like, if they're like our basketball, whatever, like I totally understand. But them playing into the narrative of smearing them is where I drew the line. And when
Mhm.
people started to be like, well, when people started to basically believe it and use it as a reason, like, oh yeah, like why y'all want Kennedy back when she was a locker room it's like, I don't know that that's true, right? Like, and also I know that this person does stuff on social media, all of that, so I get
Mhm.
that. But my point is, like, I will say this: he got rid of everybody who was a cancer, so I have to be like, okay, I just did not like the smear campaign. That is my
Mhm.
only thing, and I just don't like when we start to conform to the organizations that kind of oppress us, and we kind of like start to think like them and like agree with the things that they do to us.
Mhm.
That is where I just draw the line. I don't like when we just start to be like, well, it makes sense because the corporation said so, or okay, he's gentrifying our team. That's fine. It's like, nah, why we can't have a black turned up team? Why we can't have big voices and opinions? Why can't we have
Right.
that? Why are we being dumbed down as a people and gutted because it's too much for a white man's ego?
Yeah. Why? I mean, and the trip part about it, key is all people. Some people are loud. Some people are quiet. That's not a cultural thing with the different personalities that are in the locker room. That's it's everybody's different. Everybody's their own person. The problem I have is people trying to conform our people to a certain thing, but don't try to conform other people to the certain thing. One person, they tell you it's passion. Another person, they say you're doing too much. I just can't keep up with, with what you want. So
Mhm. Mhm.
yeah,
And the different standards, you know what I'm saying? Like you
yeah,
said,
it's
some people
like,
say it's passion if this player that's this gender does it, or this skin color does it, or whatever. But
but
then
if
with
I
this
do it, I'm
person,
angry, and I want to be a thug. Like, but I'm not a thug though. But you're a thug because you raising your voice and you clapping your hands.
oh, but when she throwing a water bottle on a bench, oh, but that's not
No, that's passion. That's what we
like,
talking about. And that's why I tell people all the time. This is not about Caitlin Clark. This is about how you treat different people. She just happens to be the person that we talk about because it's glaring.
yeah,
But she's not the reason why it's happening. No.
yeah,
The reason why it's happening is because this is America. That's
yeah.
why it's happening. That's why it's happening. We
And that's
tried
the
to keep
one.
it just basketball, and y'all didn't want to do that. Then when we came to that girl defense talking about Angel Reese, now you're trying to convince us that we don't like her. So you running that narrative, trying to convince us we don't like her, trying to convince other people, no, you don't really like her because she did that and the third. So my thing is certain things is celebrated, certain things get you on the list of being, oh, I need to smear this person because she's such a bad person. I mean, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Yeah, the pole water girl or water boy, if Angel had threw something at the water, it would have been all over.
Everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. We would have never heard the end
And
of it.
then on top of that, Key, then you try to come in my face and play me stupid, like you don't see that it's different for for people. You don't see the difference. Don't try to play me stupid. You're gonna anger me.
Exactly, exactly. Because
So
we already know what it is. So why even play like that? Why
yeah.
play like that? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's very frustrating. It's very frustrating. I see some stuff in the comments, some questions and stuff like that. If you listen, if you actually want to learn, I'm more than happy to like have a discussion and say it. If you want to troll though, like I'm not really interested, and this isn't the conversation where I'm interested. I'm not really ever interested in the trolling, but it's definitely not the conversation for that. I'll say this. As
Oh,
far as
hold on before you do that.
yeah, go ahead.
Every player on the I just saw one of them comments. Every player on the court should think they better than the next player. What in the hell are you talking about? Do you get into this to be? Do anybody get into sports to be the bottom feeder? I don't think nobody wakes up and says, you know what? I'm gonna do all this training. I'm gonna go through high school, college, and the W, and I want to be the 12th person on the bench. I ain't better than the next person. No, every athlete has that ego and think they better than the next person. I'm pretty sure they got athletes talk all the time. This is my other standard between black women and men. They have athletes. Tom Brady talks all the time about being whatever pick he was in the draft and how that was fuel for him because he kept up with everybody that passed on him. But that's passion. So you think athletes don't compete? They're supposed to compete. Of course, Key, I'm gonna think I'm better than you. I'm supposed to think that.
Yes, yes.
I put it. I'm working just as hard as you. And yeah, I'm advocating for me first. That's
Correct.
just a crazy talk. So
Yeah.
anyway, I digress. Go
Nah,
ahead.
no, no, that was perfect. I'm glad you said that. You're absolutely right. You're supposed to think you the best, and there's no problem when the men go out there and say that and say they better than this player, the best player on the court, or whatever. There's no issue. It's competition. They're competitive. I love to see it, but then when the women do it and they back it up, it's an issue, right? Like I literally watch Tyler Harrow get thrown on the floor by Amin, whatever his damn Amin Thompson or something like that off of Houston Rock. He threw that boy on the floor. They got suspended and it was business as usual after that. Like it just was,
Yes,
it's just like, what are we doing? But
they
because it's
did.
men, violent behavior due to the patriarchy is okay. But if women have
Mm-hmm.
the same type of energy and competitiveness and fire in them, everybody
Mm-hmm.
trying to put the fire out. And I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like the double standard. I don't like talking about people like that. And Teaspoon was a player like that. She had fire in her. And so that's why she loved the players that she had that had fire in them.
Key. I was listening to Kaylin Gilbert from LSU, and one of the reporters asked her a question and
Yeah.
say, it just seems like when you play Tennessee, you got a little extra And that girl said, you know why? Because I was in the transfer portal and they turned me down. So, and I went to LSU. So every time I see them, it's on site. She said,
That's how
but
you should be though.
we'll look at that woman and be like, why
Oh,
she
she need to
acting
be
like that?
yeah, she need to be classy and why she this and that and la la la, right? I mean, if we take it to the
Mm-hmm.
it was
Yeah.
why was she doing that? That's poor sportsmanship and and this and that. Why would she tap her ring finger and why was she doing this? Y'all didn't say nothing when old girl was doing this. Why is that's not even hers? That's John Cena's. So what's the issue that another player is doing? It's like what's the issue? Oh, I get it. Not only is it an issue with gender, right? Only men should
Mm-hmm.
do it, but then when women do it, black women shouldn't do it. You can't be of skin
Hey,
color and have that type of energy.
Key. Joe Burrow is one of my quarterbacks from LSU football. He won a championship in 2019. Before Angel Reese was even at the school, that championship game in the late third quarter, he was pointing to the ring finger. He ran over to their sideline, Key. Because that's what we do where I'm from. Hey, you about to ring me.
And
And
she probably
nobody
got it
said
from
nothing.
Joe. She probably
Yeah,
got it from Joe
she
and was
did.
doing it. She
The
did.
baseball team did the same thing when they won. Same thing. It's a thing for us. That's why us in the booth was like, what is going on? We've been doing this.
Facts. 99 problems. Wrong. And you wrong because she was doing it to people too. Yeah, she did it to her strength coach, but she was doing it to people too. There's a double standard when you're a player, right? Because you came into this chat because you wanna do what you want to do.
You know that
There's a
girl
double
wasn't doing that to
standard.
no strength. Who does that to their strength coach?
Exactly. And even if you're doing it to the strength coach, you're doing it to the strength coach to say they can't see me. to say.
So the
Of course, Haley Van Lith verified that because she don't want to say this person beat me and did the "you can't see me" to me. Of course, she verified it. But
well, I
even
get.
if she did do it, I seen the interview 99 Problems. Even
I've
if
already seen it.
I've already seen it. Even if she did it to her strength coach, she's doing it to her strength coach to say that they cannot see me. And I've also seen her do it to people. That's not the only time she did it. That may be the only time you saw it.
But why can't
Like,
the strength coach? Why does the coach need to hear you can't see me? I'm not understanding the
no, they
correlation.
all act like that. But this isn't even a live about that, so I don't
Yeah,
even care.
we're not gonna
I
dive
actually
into it.
don't care 99 Problems. So there's that.
Yeah.
But my point is, there's
No, hold on. Let me tell you
yeah.
this,
Go
Key.
ahead.
This is the problem with 99 Problems. I like it. I like
Exactly.
the passion.
Exactly.
If you won, the people that win, they get to do whatever the hell they want to do because they reach the pinnacle. Let them do it. They can trawl around the whole doggone field if they want to.
Exactly.
If you want to stop them from doing, my mama used to say, you beat them. Then that's how you stop them from trolling you. Other than that, yeah, no, I like it. I like the passion. I like the trash talk. I like it
Exactly. And
all.
that's my point. Like I like what Caitlyn be doing. I like the trash talking she be doing. I like when she hit a shot in a player face because I love basketball. I
Yes,
love basketball as a whole.
I
Like, you
love
know
when
what I'm
the hand
saying?
be hanging.
Exactly. I like it when any of them do it. What I'm talking about is the double standard that y'all have when one player does it over the other. That's the issue with y'all. That's the issue. And look, Uncle J.E. said Angel did the ring thing games before against Virginia. She even drew a ring on her finger. That's what you call manifestation.
Hmm.
Edward
Hey,
T said Clark did it in many games. She stopped after the national championship.
yeah, because all the
Exactly.
rigmarole, the back and forth. Because to be honest with you, she didn't think it was a big deal, but y'all made it a big deal.
Every time. Even Caitlyn said it's not a big deal. Even Caitlyn said it. And you in my comments caping for something she even said wasn't a big deal. The point of this conversation is the double standards. Y'all have to stop that. That's the point of the I'm not saying what CC did was wrong. I'm not saying what any players does is wrong. I'm saying we have to stop the double standard. There's literally statistics that black women and black young girls are policed in a different way than other cultures. It's just the facts. Y'all are harder on that race and people mind than others when they do things.
Hmm.
They're twice as likely to be punished for their behavior than their counterparts. It's unfair. That's why we had to bring this TSpoon interview up. That's why we talking about all of this because it is unfair.
Hmm.
It's a double standard and it's not right. Not
No.
look, you don't want to follow my channel. I don't know. You don't want to follow my channel because sometimes I'm about to get into the oppressor and all of that. I'm sorry. I'm gonna call it out and what's going on. The
Hmm.
league is the WNBA is trying to move into a bigger and better place. We can't act like this stuff isn't happening. We can't not
No.
speak on this stuff. We can't talk about the fact that Noel is the last black woman coach. And I think there's only like 3 women coaches and head coaches at the very least now. They done cut all of them out now. Now it's half men. Like, come on, y'all. We can't just act like we're not watching it change and for the better. But at the same time, certain things just stay the same.
Yeah. 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 And I just like calling a thing a thing. I don't under, this is not a victim mentality. I promise you it's not. But hey, you're not gonna have me up here being silent on what I think is injustice or double standard. I have the right to call it out. So even if it doesn't change, that don't mean you ain't gonna hear my mouth. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
That's what we get up here every day to do is to run our mouth, and we're gonna run our mouth to uplift and empower women. That's what we're doing. That's what all this is about. So if I'm
What's
not
good?
getting up there
Yo,
to do it, I can go to bed. I can go watch my TV and watch the game. I got up here to empower the marginalized people that plays this sport. And
And
yes, I love women. So I love CC. I like her game. She got stuff she can need to work on. Granted, all of them do. But y'all are caping for somebody who is not even in the least offended. She been dealing with this her whole basketball career. You think she get to this point without trash talk? Like really, come on, really for real. Have you been on the AAU circuits? Like, cause I have. So y'all miss me with that clutching your pearls thing. I don't get it.
I don't. Yeah, it's just
It just shows you don't really know basketball. Because if you go out there to AAU and watch these kids compete, oh, you might not watch another
you're
game because
like,
them
God
kids get
damn.
after it.
Yeah, you're like, motherfucker been eating their Wheaties. Damn, what they
Yeah,
talking about out there?
they.
Talking all that mess.
What you talking about? My son plays football and he played flag football. Remember we was talking about that for the Angel
Yeah,
thing?
yeah.
They had kids out there clowning Cam Newton at a flag football game, and he was a professional player, and they walked up to him trash talking. This what we do. We don't
Yeah.
care who you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, I digress.
No, I hear you. And 99 problems, CC can handle the trash talk, no problem. She can, but it looks like you can't. And that's her, and that's her problem is y'all fans that can't handle what she can handle.
She is
She,
not the problem.
she's not the problem. She's not a baby. She's a
No,
great player with a great work ethic, and she's gonna continue to grow. And here y'all come caping for her in these comments, and she don't be asking y'all to do that.
right.
She don't need that.
She didn't ask y'all to do none of it. No. Y'all
God,
just took it upon
man.
yourself
And
to
this
use
ain't this
that
ain't the
to
one. Y'all
use
better
it.
go to another channel if y'all want to go cry about it, man. This ain't
Let
the
me tell you
channel,
another
man.
thing. Low key, y'all, some of y'all low key just using that girl to get across whatever narrative you're trying to push.
Hmm.
Low key. Y'all making money off that
For
girl.
their
She
own
ain't getting
agenda.
it. Yeah. Y'all just using her as y'all figurehead, and she never asked for none of that. She really didn't. So yeah, CC, you better
I
than
already
me.
said, and
Cause
I
I
don't
have
have to.
been
I
came.
don't have to. I'm excited for year 2
Me
because
too.
I'm excited to see how CC's game has grown, and she's probably gonna
Yes.
shit talk more the more it's grown. I think her 3 ball is gonna be back and even better next year. I think it's gonna be scarier next year. They done built
Key.
a team over there next year.
Key. Hopefully we get the real CC instead of that political one.
Yeah.
She just come out there and play her game, talk shit, you know.
It is what it is. Let it all fall where it's at.
And if you want her to stop talking, you stop her. That's what
Stop
you
her.
do. Yeah.
Exactly that. Lock her up. Exactly
Right.
that. Same thing. And I'm excited about Angel's year 2, Camilla's year 2. Like I'm so excited for basketball and to see what they do. But with that excitement, I remember year 1 and what we went through as viewers, as people just watching the game. This supposed to and y'all took the fun out of the game with the double standards. Y'all took the fun out of it when we watched it because it's just uh, like you know what I mean,
Mm.
Keisha? Like it just I just
Mm.
wanted to watch motherfuckers compete. I just want to watch them compete and have a good time. And people ruined it. And I'm just praying next year that they don't, that they just let it be what it is, that let the trash talk and not every little thing that they do that is, oh my God, Angel hit Cece on the head going up for a block. And then but then Cece does the same exact thing and nobody says any. Like I'm so tired of being under a magnifying glass with every single thing that she does. And then the other person doesn't have that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? That's
The
all I'm
double
saying. Like,
standard. Yeah.
have I not been saying, can we just keep everything on a level playing field? And I've said that about black players, not just white and black, but just if we're gonna talk about Chennedy Carter, we're gonna talk about Dana, they both black, but I want to keep it on the same playing field. We're gonna
Mm-hmm.
talk about one locker room cancer. We got to talk about the other locker room cancer, yo. Like I just like y'all gonna learn. I'm a fair person. That's all I'm saying. I'm not sitting here trying to debunk what you're saying or prove or disprove anything. Because at the end of the day, I don't be nowhere. I'm not a fly on the wall or none of this, right?
Right.
But
Right.
I just like stuff to be fair, no matter what the hell is going on, no matter whatever. Just be fair, bro, and stop putting everything under a microscope. Right? The media
Mhm.
manifested all of this. It's not just the
Yeah.
media though. Y'all are a part of it. I do
Mhm.
agree that the media is a part of it, right? That's come up on here
Yeah.
every day and tell y'all that ESPN is not your news cycle and fucking CB, whatever sports, because they are a machine pushing a narrative and pushing certain people and not the other, right? That's why I say come
Mhm.
on our channels. We're gonna talk about that real. We're gonna keep it real. We're gonna show love to all 144 players, not just one. But we also gonna be honest about what they could get better at or not, and what's going on in the league that is
Mhm.
causing discomfort. So yeah,
Yeah.
you got anything to say, Keisha? My bad.
No, girl, I'm already crashed out, so I'm good right now.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we got into
I
all of
wasn't
it. We
even
got into the nitty
expecting to
gritty.
go there. I wasn't even
Nah, I
expecting to
mean,
go there.
yeah, I understand. That's probably my fault because some of the comments I'd be like, I gotta cook
Oh
you.
no, I'm like, what the heck?
We gotta
Yeah.
cook you. I gotta cook you. Yeah, yeah. I like trash talk just like everybody else. You don't like trash talk just like everybody else. No, you don't.
I
Because you
mean,
just brought up, oh, she didn't have to walk around the court doing it. Why not? It's trash talk.
it gives the game flavor. It gives the game narrative. It gives the game entertainment. If
You know?
I love to see the football players doing a jig in the end zone. They doing their
Oh,
thing. They got the interception. Let them dance.
I
Hell,
love when a player say, I done seen Tip Hayes say, you can't guard me. I love when a
yeah,
player say, you
I
can't
love
guard me.
that.
You can't do nothing with me. They can't do nothing with me. They can't F with me. I be at home getting fired up. I'm
Yeah.
fired up too. I'm thinking I'm in the game. I love when they get like that and do that. I swear I'll be standing right in front of that TV right there, y'all. Eyes crossed, screaming, excited. But okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna open up the chat. I'm gonna drop the link. So let me be clear before I drop the link. Be clear
Uh-oh.
and concise with what you have to say. Please do not have these long, I'm not saying don't get everything you have off, but I just want to stay on topic, right? Let's
Mhm.
be clear that the topic is pretty much Teaspoon, how the organization kind of smeared her, and kind of how organizations do that. It could be in your corporate life, your job, whether you work at Wendy's or whatever, just how kind of these organizations and these certain individuals of certain genders or race come in and kind of just they don't like how our culture is. And I'm just being
Mhm.
honest about that. This is not, I want to be very clear, even though I had to address somebody in the chat. This is not a CC uh live stream, y'all. So don't get up here talking about Caitlin Clark. It's not a Caitlin Clark live stream.
Mhm.
It's just not that. I will redirect you if you do that. This is about Teaspoon, what happened to her, Jeff, Nadia, these corporations. Even if you want to tell a small little story about maybe what you're going through, but this is not a
Mhm.
Caitlin Clark smear campaign. This is not a Caitlin Clark live stream. This is not that, because I noticed it could turn into that real quick, and I'm not
Mhm.
interested. This is not who it's about. So I'm dropping the link now if anybody wants to come up.
Drop the link. Cause trust. Um. We welcome all opinions. We do.
Yeah, we welcome all opinions for
It's just
sure.
when if you
Just
come
stay
up
on
here,
topic.
yeah, just if you come up here with that foolishness,
Mm-hmm.
then now I got to try to cook you live, and I ain't trying to do that. I'm trying to just listen to your point and see if I agree or disagree. I ain't trying to talk about something that ain't the main thing, like Case Happy say. We don't need to
Facts.
digress.
Right. Facts. What's up, Jonathan? Be clear, concise, and this is not about CC.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I had saw y'all rant, and I saw the whole clip,
Hmm.
and I need to go make a video about that too because you know I like Teaspoon. I feel like Teaspoon should have had another chance. I saw her being that next great head coach, just like Don Staley, and
Hmm.
Jeff just out of nowhere just did her dirty by by firing her out of nowhere. Like And then you had the nerves to say that he wants to experience a head coach when he just give me 1 second.
Mhm.
L to the C1 starting high rise patrol. 10-4. All right, I'm back. So
Mhm.
yeah, that was so I'm still kind of messed up from there because imagine turn around, the chemistry between her, Reese, and everyone else if she would have stayed, and then with the
Mhm.
different talent that she would have had. I'm pretty sure everything would have went well with the Sky had that not happened. And
Mhm.
so after he had seen that interview, this is what is exactly what Angel Reese meant when she said the snakes. When the grass slowed, the snake show. Because Jeff in the front office are snakes, and
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying. I don't like rocking with snakes. I don't like seeing them. I think they're dangerous. They're poisonous, and just when you think you know they're your pets, they'll eat you up alive once they get ready to keep themselves digested. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's the type of people Jeff and them are. They wait
Mhm.
till you you know become vulnerable, then
Mhm.
relaxed, and as soon as you get comfortable, bam, there he is making these disgusting moves that's question that makes you question him.
Mhm.
And he done enough to convince me that yeah, he ain't right.
Mhm.
So don't expect him to trade away those picks. Don't expect for Shakira, well, I mean, Ariel Atkins, or Brittany Slim Skies. I don't trust Jeff to bring the talent in. I don't think he's gonna undo it.
Mhm.
He just did way too much. You know what I'm saying? I like the fact that he hired Tyler Marsh, but I don't
Mhm.
think Tyler Marsh is going to make a difference. Now, if we were to bring Olivia Miles and he develops her even more, while Tanisha Wright helps her with her defense, and then Sloot, take her under her wing and show her the WNBA ropes, cool. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? Still, he's a head coach. See, he can do all that as a player developmental coach, but he's not going to have time to do that as a head coach. Have so many responsibilities and X's and O's that he needs to create to build his team.
Mhm.
So it's I think it's a good hire, but I don't think it's going to change the way of the Sky's playing. The
Do
Sky
it.
most likely still gonna, depending on if what kind of what surprise, what kind of miracle Jeff pulls out. That's the only thing I can think of until he thinks about doing right and pulls out a miracle that'll make us drop our jaws. I don't trust it. They got one bit. And I'm gonna make a video about this as well because and where should Katie Lou goes, and just everything about the whole thing.
Mhm.
So um I think I'm gonna stop it right here. I'm gonna let y'all talk because the more I'm trying to say more about it, the more disappointing becoming because everyone is doing their job, bringing in the talent and strengthening up their teams or creating a squad, while we're still trying to see what more at players he is the Sky adding or the Sky adding. It's
Mhm.
I have to rule sides at this point, but yeah,
Right.
y'all go
Got a
ahead.
woosah. Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna let you woosah.
Yeah,
What you think?
yeah, yeah.
What you think, Key? Who's next? Who
Todrick. What's going on, Todrick?
what's going on, Todrick?
What's going on, my family? Y'all doing all right?
We
Yeah.
doing okay. What you think about this topic?
Well, I'm not um as in depth on the sky as y'all are as an outsider.
Yeah.
But I just think it was a sham job to me. I mean,
Mhm.
if you are Theresa Weatherspoon, is your first WNBA head coaching experience, and you um and you got rookies, like I said, as your anchors and stuff, and you expect for a magic trick, then you just mistaken. And I just feel like it was just a total. I mean, as a black person, you start but behind the eight ball anyway. You got to prove your worth every day. You don't get a grace period. So it was just
Mhm.
me
Right.
as a outside looking in. I mean, it was a sham job, and to be honest, karma is of EITCH, and
Mhm.
when
Mhm.
you do stuff wrong to folks, you gonna get it come back to you. So as an outside looking in, I don't like it. I hope she lands on her feet somewhere. She deserves to be in a W coaching somewhere. But I just believe that if Noel Quinn can still have her job, she should have a job too. So that's how I look
That
at it.
that's real talk. Yeah, because even with all that stuff that went on in Seattle, Noelle still has her job.
And
You know,
everybody was saying Noel was gonna get fired. Everybody thought Noel was gonna get fired after the
the
Jewel
Jewel
Lloyd
Lord
thing.
thing. Yeah.
They was almost upset about it because they was like, why would you put her in a space to get fired? And they thought she was gonna lose her job, but she didn't end up losing her job. Thank God. We still
Mhm.
have someone in the league like that. And hopefully
Mhm.
something happens this season that takes them a little bit further at the very least so she can continue to have her job. But was she not a part of the champ? She was a part of the championship team when she played, and I believe when she coached as well, she was a part of the championship
Yeah,
team
yes, yes, she got a ring as a player and a coach.
and a coach. Yeah, so it's
Mhm.
like, yeah, so she has championship pedigree or whatever, but she is the last one, so it's just crazy to see that. And I'm hoping her continued success. It seems like Seattle has a really good like organization. It seems like they do. Cause even with the
Mhm.
Jewel Lloyd stuff, they really protected her. Um, they protected everyone involved, if you ask me, like as best they could.
Right.
They made sure
Mhm.
she still got to somewhere she wanted to go. Like they
Yeah, talking
didn't
about
just,
Jewel Lord. Yes.
yeah, they didn't smear her. They didn't, none of
No.
that.
They did the investigation. They said they didn't find any wrongdoing, whatever that means. Whatever they
Mhm.
didn't find, but
Yeah,
they still treated her with respect and found her a place to go, and they didn't say anything bad about Jewel Lord. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So
yeah,
they just handled their business internally. That's the way it's supposed to be done. It's not supposed to be you out here smearing. How you gonna trade a person you smearing? The whole that's what, and then you be wondering why you wasn't gonna get anything for Kennedy Carter because you smeared her. You smeared her before you could have used her as an asset. It's just bad business. It's just bad business. Most of the
yeah.
time, you prop up the asset you're trying to move.
You're trying to move. Facts, facts.
So,
And they picked who they wanted to do that with. But yeah, hold on. I got Tony up here now.
hey, Sister
Um,
Tony.
hey, sister Tony,
Hey, hey, everybody.
Hey,
what's up? What you
what
got?
you
Yeah, no,
got on there?
oh, no, I was enjoying that thing from the video with Teaspoon.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, she's one of those, what do you call, motivational speakers.
Mm.
Um, I don't know if you ever heard of her video that she did when she was talking about the three frogs.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, she's that type of person. She's a very motivational type of
Mhm.
person. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was good to just hear her side of it um and see her perspective of how things went and why she didn't do certain things. But she got her the better end of it because when she went to New York, New York showed her love. They showed her that
Mhm.
hey, despite of what they say about you, we know what you are. So
Mhm.
and they didn't have to pay fans to do that. The fans were literally out there cheering for her. You would have thought she was a part of the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, that the
Yeah.
yeah. As for this guy, I only can hope the best for them. at this
Yeah.
point, because when I compare their starting line with most of the other teams right now, we'd be lucky if we get to the playoffs.
Hmm.
Yeah, right now for sure. Right now for sure. I do
From
think
what we've
that'll
seen.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
from what we've seen so far.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment for sure.
But my thing is too, Sister Tony, is that when you smear one person out of your organization, you still basically smearing your organization at the same time.
What-
That's that's what's so crazy about this. In order for if me and Kia are a part of something, and I get and we both under WBB Universe or whatever it is, if I come on here talking about Key, then people looking at me like, well, you you with her, yeah, you you smear her, you smearing her, but you smearing your organization as well.
But
So
Yeah.
you see, it just shows because he said that nobody wanted to come to this guy because of Teaspoon. You got rid of Teaspoon. You got
mm,
rid of Kennedy because we all know because Teaspoon brought Kennedy there and whatever else, right?
right,
You got
right,
rid of her because she was part of the reason why nobody would want to come to this guy. I don't see people banging down the door looking like they want to come to the sky.
mm,
It's not them.
mm.
So
That's
what's
why.
the issue now? So what's the issue now? What's the
Facts.
excuse at this point now? What you gonna say? What you gonna say, Jeff? What's the excuse?
He
Because
don't have
this
one.
this was your excuse why you fired her. This was your excuse why you got rid of one of the best players on the team, right? Without even
Mhm,
trading her for nothing. You got rid of her. Okay. But I don't see none of these other teams, none of these players out there running down to say, hey, put me onto this guy.
Facts.
mm. After you do all that, yeah,
After you did all that, I was expecting after you did all that, hey, all these big time vets, they were going to come and be like, all right, I'm ready to sign up. I'm ready to come back. I know y'all don't have no facility right now. I can bear that for a year because it should be opening up next year, but
right.
I'm ready to sign. I don't see that. So what's the
Hmm.
excuse now?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I
The
that
fact that
that's what
you
I pointed out. I
the
definitely
fact that
pointed.
you had to get draft picks when you traded Dana told me that you don't have nobody coming to your door.
Mhm.
So
No,
what's
they kind of
right?
got bullied into the youth movement. I don't think that was. I don't think the youth movement was their original plan.
No. No, it was
Mhm.
not.
But if you look at that team, you still have the people that I don't care how Tyler Marsh trained them, unless Tyler Marsh is some miracle worker, right? I do not see them going out there knocking down stuff. I'm not saying they're not going to improve, right?
Right, right,
They will
right.
improve, but not enough to get us to where we want to go.
Mhm.
You got a 36-year-old coming in telling me that she gonna move the needle. The only person I see that probably will move the needle is Kia Nurse.
Hmm.
You
And
have
here,
you
and
have
he-
you have another one that came in and she coming off of sickness, just like the other two that you traded for Marina. I mean, please, somebody explain this to me.
it can't be explained, Sister Tony. We've analyzed, Sister Tony. You know this. We have
I know.
analyzed and overanalyzed and took it around the block. Came back around. I've talked to Key offline. We've talked offline. We've talked online, and we still couldn't figure out what the heck was happening.
It's
And
frustrating to be a fan. I'm telling you, if it wasn't because of injuries, I'd probably be gone by now because I don't like foolishness. I don't like watching foolishness. But I thank God I still got my liberty. But I mean,
you do. You make me
I mean
sick.
it's frustrating because you see and you know who gets hurt at the end? It's those two young ladies that you said are the franchise of this team.
Hmm.
Who's
Because
everybody's supposed to be you're supposed to be putting pieces around. And
right,
they're
because
the
your
ones that
foolishness
suffering.
is attached to them. Yeah.
right? So now you got, because you see what CC doing, and I love what they're doing over there. CC
Me
doing
too.
two things which people don't seem to understand. She's not just building a championship team. She's changing the narrative.
Hmm.
She's telling people, if you is your bias bigger than this team? If you love this team, you're gonna have to accept everybody that's on this team,
Hmm.
no matter what their race or color is, and that's what they're doing.
She's
What
saying
is
she's saying winning over everything. What are y'all talking about? If we're not talking about winning, y'all
that's
talking
it?
about all these narratives that's going on. I ain't got time for all that. I'm trying to win a win. I have not won anything.
That
I
and
need
that's
to
what she's
win
doing.
something.
That's what she's doing because she knows that she can only move the needle to that point, but
Right.
right, to keep the interest. But for them to keep people in them seats, you're gonna have to win,
Hmm.
right? And she brought these pieces in purposely. It wasn't just, oh well, I'm bringing. No, she brought these people in because she's trying to change the narrative.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that. I agree with that because I mean, Dewana Bonner signing, people was like, why would she do that? Why would Dewana Bonner turn down $200,000 to be a
Uh,
part of whatever narrative they put? Is you crazy?
Right.
I would,
Girl, go make your money.
the girl have two kids and to
Well,
take.
it's they're doing the opposite of what Chicago is doing. So
Right,
their narrative is we're not racist.
Hmm.
right.
That's what their
Right.
narrative is. We're
That's
Yeah,
not.
Chicago done
that's
took the
insane.
opposite.
and
Yeah, we're
Chicago went
not.
the other way.
Yeah, Chicago is trying to gentrify, because they're being ran by, the GM is a white man, and then the GM for them is a white woman, right? And so
Hmm.
she's like, shit, we got to do damage control, but we also still want to get those conservative fans to give us their dollars. Well, how do we do that? Well, we bring in MAGA Barbie, we bring in Sophia. So Sophia will still keep our MAGA dollars coming in, but we still don't want to be that close to that and like have that be the face of what we're doing. So hey, we're not racist, but like we still got this racist girl on our staff, so y'all can still give us money because she's here for y'all. They played into every single optic they needed to play in, but while also getting weapons that also help her. Like they're also good basketball players. Like don't get me wrong, but they made sure to build in a way that fixes the optics around their team, both aesthetically per se or politically, and also on the court. That's how they did that. You know what
And
I'm
which is
saying?
genius, which is genius,
The
and
key,
I mean, it
it's good
is.
for business.
if you look at
Nobody
it, not
nobody
even
wants to
just
be a part of.
basketball, but go
Yeah.
ahead, go ahead, go
Oh
ahead now.
no, I was just saying it's good for business. It, nobody wants to put out narratives that cost them money. I mean, we got this
Right.
thing running because we want to make money. We're not out here to try to run some nonprofit organization. No, we trying to make money, and whatever we need to do to fix our image, that's good business. That's what good businesses do. You don't let your business image tank and you just don't address it. No, you go and address it. Also by bringing in talent. So
Right.
I
Correct.
think it's genius. I
I
think
do
it's
too. I never said I
you know
didn't think that. I definitely think it's genius. And then Jeff thinks gentrifying Chicago Sky will make the difference, which is just it's kind of wild to me because of like the population in Chicago, things of that nature. It's like that may not be the same thing you needed to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm
hmm
I'm not saying you know, that is the only reason why you bring in somebody, but I just feel like he can't handle uh what's the words I'm looking for? He can't handle that. And Chicago, I think, hasn't really been like that. They had like maybe a couple black players here and there, you know what I'm saying, for the most part.
yeah, they never really was like that anyway. From the
No.
Right.
back.
So, and he
Yeah.
was a when he was a coach there previously before becoming the GM. So he's like, I'm trying to make it back to what it was when James Wade was here. You know what I'm saying? We had a player from overseas, a few, Courtney Vandersloot. He trying to kind
Alex
of go back.
Quigley and all that stuff.
Yeah. And
Yep.
Quigley and Sloot and
But
all of those people.
Right.
But what
The
he's
champ.
what he's forgetting, he had a phenomenal player named Candace Parker.
Mhm.
That
Yeah.
was the reason why they won.
And
Candace
Angela
Parker
too.
is the player. She was the one that came. Candace Parker is a gentle version of Chennedy Carter, right?
Mhm.
She was the spark for that team to say, "Hey, I know we're down, but here, this is what we're gonna do. Let's go."
Mhm.
She was that driving force. They didn't have that before.
Yeah.
They didn't have that. It's only when she got there they started with they went a chip.
But you know what, Sister Tony? The problem with Jeff is his team, his Chicago Sky was never that team, but he allowed this narrative to run through the whole season when his team was never professed as this all black team. That Chicago Sky has never been like that, but he let that narrative run amok about Kennedy Carter being a thug and Angel a thug and Camila Cardoso is being abused in the locker room. They won't let her cook and all. He let all that stuff permeate.
Yeah, yeah. That was all him who kind of pushed that narrative and was a part of that narrative. And now that it's just really crazy us seeing it play out. And
Hmm.
I think another thing for us as fans of like Camilla and Angel and stuff, it's just like we gotta sit and watch them kind of be a part of it and play that game and watch these
Hmm.
narratives. And it's like frustrating. You know what I'm saying? I can't imagine being them, being involved in like all the antics that these organizations kind of do to um
Mental gymnastics.
yeah, like it's just mind games, constantly mind games. And so I don't know. I feel Uncle J.E. said I'm waiting to see the complete team first. I definitely feel that, but I do feel like a part of his scouting and who he picks, it has to do with what he wants his optics to be and what he wants to put out there as well. I don't think the Fever are the only ones trying to fix, even Seattle, right? Seattle has to go into this next season looking like roses and rainbow after people saying y'all out there bullying people. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
everybody is out here. Before the season started, this was my thought process, y'all. I said, wait till this season is over. It's gonna get like all the coaches firings. I wasn't surprised by that because I knew what Angel and Cece was about to bring to the league, and I was like,
Hmm.
it's not gonna be business as usual. It's just not. If they think they're gonna be able to do that, it's not. They could try to hold on to it as much as they want to, and it's not gonna happen. And so I was like, everybody's gonna see what happens, the influx of money, like what could really happen, and they about to revamp everything. Because not only were they firing coaches, they firing GMs because
Right.
they're
Yeah.
like, how can
Yep.
we capitalize off of all the money coming in, and in what ways can we do that? And you got to look over your years and what you've been doing, and you can't do business as usual. You got to completely revamp and do things differently. And so I feel we don't I don't know what Jeff is gonna do or complete with, but I can go off of what he has been doing so far, right? And it just isn't looking good per se. Like it's not giving it up. Like he's gonna right the ship and he's going to fix all of what the organization has done wrong. Cause even with the spark, y'all, Chicago Sky is not the only bad organization. Sparks have a really bad rap too, low key, right?
With
Um,
Derek Fisher.
huh?
I think with
With
Derek
Derek.
Fisher, right?
Hmm.
With Derek Fisher. I think they said y'all been through like hella coaches in like a short period of time, like just a few
Hmm.
different things that y'all had going on.
Yeah.
But I did hear recently, like even Magic Johnson was like, yeah, I kind of been chilling, la la la, but he was like, I see I'm gonna have to step up, right? Like, cause he sees what's about to happen. Like, yeah, I'm an owner, I make money off of this, but like, I could make more. I could make
Mhm.
more money. So like, I gotta get them back to championship caliber. I can't just sit back and watch what's happening. Now, I don't know if he has a bigger stake to the point where he does have a lot more say. So I mean, hell, he's Magic Johnson. So
Right.
who knows? Because I do get that, like, some players have stake, but like it's nothing. They don't have no say so. It's none of that. But I think for Magic Johnson, it is that or whatever. But make no mistake that every team is moving in a very specific and strategic way as far as
Mhm.
on the court stuff and off the court stuff. It's just about our team is, well, my team is Chicago Sky. And so it's like, well, what optic are you trying to change? What are you trying to fix? What are you trying to make better? And you can never really tell because he never really kind of
Yeah.
gives insight to that.
I've
So
lost brain cells messing around with Jeff P.
for sure, for sure,
Yeah.
you never really know.
Because
Um,
we was trying to figure out what's the direction, and yeah, I don't know.
yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, um, I'll say this. So I'll pose this question. We've did our soliloquies, as KSAP would say. We've aired our grievances and shown our love to Teaspoon, and we wish her nothing but the best in her future endeavors. And we already know that God her and she will be fine. I posed the question: what do y'all think that Tyler Marsh will be ushering in? Because this is who we have to deal with going forward, whether we wanted to or
Mhm.
not. This is who
Mhm.
we kind of got to get behind. I bought into Teaspoon personally. So have you bought into Tyler Marsh, Keisha? How do you feel about Tyler Marsh? What are you thinking?
I
Let's hear what
thought.
the pastor has to say.
Look, he said, I'm gonna say I'm bought in. Now, I will say he got some things to work on because he don't give you the same confidence a spoon coach gives you. He's kind of just, status quo. I'm gonna need for him to come out and shell a little bit. But other than that, he could be a solid assassin. Maybe he X's and O's guys and he don't show emotion. But I'm bought in because I actually think he's a good developmental coach. I just hope that translates to in game adjustments because sometimes developmental coaches struggle with that because it's one thing it's one thing to work on a player's weaknesses and make their strengths better. It's another thing to run the whole ship and to make the critical decisions during the game. That remains to be seen if he's able to adjust and rotate and assess his talent correctly when they should be in the game, when they should not be in the game, whether he can deal with their mental because it's not all just basketball. You got to deal with your players' mental. So that part of it, because he's so quiet and reserved, I don't really know what to think about that per se. But I think I'm gonna give him a chance. I'm bought in. I think he can do the right thing. Now, my problem is with him. Jeff P, how is he gonna handle the dynamic between him and Jeff P? Because is he gonna cower or is he gonna stand up for his players? That that scares me a little bit because it seems like Jeff P wants somebody to just say yes and no, man. So other than that, as far as the basketball part, I think he'll bring good things. I'm bought in. I'm just wondering about that dynamic between him and Jeff P. and whether he'll feel the pressure like Teaspoon felt probably. Will he feel the pressure if he don't succeed with all of these moving parts on this team? So that's my soliloquy on that. I'm bought in though.
Okay, Tony, are you bought into Tyler Marsh?
No,
I knew Tony was gonna say that.
no.
Okay.
He gives to me like he's a yes man, and that's my problem. One problem with him is Jeff P gonna run the team, or you gonna run the team?
Mm-hmm.
Because we got a part at some part. Us there got to be a line drawn when it comes to the players. That's me. I'm the coach. You hired me to be the coach. Let me coach.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're gonna have Jeff P coming in and doing all these other stuff, right? And he's not going to stand up because he, to me, if you can't say couldn't stand up for, and I'm gonna give Chennedy Carter. I don't want to keep bringing her up, but I'm gonna give her as an example. you could have developed her. You could have put rules and things where she had to abide to in order to stay. But you didn't even
Mhm.
do it. You just said, okay, whatever you say, boss, let's go.
He
Right.
did.
And then
Okay.
you're trying to develop players, these seniors, right? Like Ewiz. Like how much more do we got left out of Ewiz? Right? Banham, yeah, we might get a little bit something out of her. Mick, we might get a little bit something out of her. What's the other one?
Uh,
Miranda or whoever, the one that Jeff brought in to was supposed to come in to shoot and couldn't shoot nothing. I mean,
who? Oh,
Jeff,
Mariah Jeffrey, Mo Jeff. Yeah.
yeah, that's he brought her in. Remember, Jeff brought her in, and when they asked why he brought her in, because he wanted somebody to shoot, and when she went on the court, she wasn't shooting. She was bricking. She
Yeah.
was lame. She was building houses for Chicago, but you know, I really, he gonna have to surprise me. He gonna have to do something to surprise me, to me let me go. I'll come back on your page. I will come back on your page and say I was wrong.
Yeah. I don't.
Gotcha.
But
It's no wrong or
what I'm
right
seeing
to
right
this.
now, what I'm seeing right now, the way he talks, how he articulates, and everything, it's like, come on, dude. This is not. I know you've not been a head coach, but you've been a coach, so that means you need to know how to talk to people. But you got a little scary voice in you, and I don't know what's going on there.
Key, this is your fault because we was up here on live with that video of Tyler Marsh, Kiki King, when we heard him, when we heard him at practice. Now everybody that heard seen that clip.
And it is a practice. This is a practice now. Come on now.
Right?
And you expect to
Yo,
talk to the players? Come on now. Now I
that
can
was
understand.
jokes. That
I
was
can
jokes.
I can understand you don't want you might not want to talk to the press, and I get that because I don't like talking to press either. But I mean, at the end of the day, these are your players, and you talking like that to them? Come on now. He got to do something that's going to wow me. And when I say wow me, I'm going to be like, oh snap! He done made her into another LeBron James.
Sister
Right.
Tony, this is the problem with the teaspoon thing. So now we're gonna be looking at Tyler Marsh throughout the season with the side eye.
I've been looking at him from day one with the side eye.
Okay. So Todrick, I know you're not a Chicago Sky fan, so there's that. But I mean, have you bought into Tyler Marsh as a coach?
Well, to me, the jury is still out. Like I said, I'm not a Chicago Sky fan. I don't know much about this guy. But my question is, who's gonna wear the pants? Is it gonna be Jeff P. or is it gonna be Tyler Marsh? Is he gonna suffer the same fate as Teaspoon? Will he be a lame duck first year head coach like she was? I mean, I don't know. So
Yeah, that was my caveat when I did my little soliloquy. I don't know what that Jeff P and Tyler Marsh dynamic is gonna be.
will
Is
Jeff P
he?
stay out the way? I mean, who's gonna? I mean, will Jeff P allow him to coach? I mean, is he going? Is he always gonna have to worry about somebody coming behind his back? And is Tanisha right? It's gonna be the one in the way. You never know how that dynamic is gonna work. So it's interesting to work. It's interesting to see how it's gonna play out. To me.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
to me, he look like he's gonna be a lame duck coach too. He look like he's gonna last for 1 year either too. I just don't get the vibe that he's gonna get this GM that y'all have is gonna give a coach, especially a black head coach, more than 1 year. So he might
Mm.
suffer the same fate as Teaspoon. That's how I look at it.
Mm. What you think, Key?
Okay. I hear everybody. I got somebody else up here. 1 second, Tanya, and I'll pull you up. I'm gonna just say my piece and I'll pull you up. Um, so the question was, have you bought in? So I could seriously manipulate and go around the question, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna answer honestly.
Okay.
I haven't bought in. Um and obviously this is a premature question, right? Like, so because we haven't really seen
Hmm.
anything to buy in, not buy in. I'm just, we're off a teaspoon, so I'm giving up a little bit of a topic, but I haven't, either way, I haven't, because just from what I've seen, based off of what I've seen, it seems like they're in tandem. Um and I don't think I like that part of it, right? Like, I think I don't like
Hmm.
that part of it, which it might not be a bad thing that they are. And so there's that. What I will say, right? I want to point out good things. When Tyler was on Vegas, he was bigging up Camilla and Angel. He was showing a lot of love to Camilla and Angel. He was, hey, they young, and they seem, he literally said, and they seem like they don't give a F. And I love it. That's what he said.
Hmm.
So from that, I'm like halfway like messing with him, because I'm like, okay, he sees. And in the interview, when he came in, he was like, Camilla and Angel is the centerpieces, things like that made me feel good and confident about what he was saying.
Hmm.
And so from there, I mess with him a little bit, but it's other things that I'm just, the dynamic is like weird. But I will say this, I think he has a way better chance than Teaspoon, for the simple fact that Jeff hired him. So I think he probably won't get fired in his first year because Jeff hired him. I think Jeff is gonna do his best to back him up because Jeff hired him. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like he's not
Right,
gonna
because he
be
don't want to
crippled.
look bad.
No,
Yeah.
he's gonna help him out. He don't want to be crippled. So I do think he has a better chance, and he probably will do a decent job. But I get that it's premature, and we gotta see what kind of X's and O's coach he is. We gotta see how our roster fills out and what he could even do with that. But I'll tell you this, if Teaspoon could make something shake and damn near make it to the playoffs with what she did, he better figure it the hell out. And I don't want to hear no excuses.
And I will tell you this, Key. I'm only bought in because he was bought in to Angel and Camilla from the beginning.
Yeah.
Had I not seen that, I probably wouldn't have been bought in. From Sister Tony and Todrick, their comments, I can understand why. I can understand totally why y'all not bought in all the way. Trust me, I can see it because I don't
Yeah.
know. I, he's playing this chameleon role where he's being what Jeff wants him to be. He's being what we want him to be. He's
Mhm.
being what the players want him to be. So we
Who
need
are
to figure out
you? I
who
want
are
to see
you,
who
Tyler
you
Boyd?
are. I think that's what it is, where I'm like, yeah, I don't, because what am I buying into? Because I don't even know who you are.
Right.
We just seen you
So
behind
I get it.
Becky. He's a players development coach. Like, we don't know who you are. But I mean, I guess we're def. And the thing with Teaspoon was, we knew who Teaspoon was.
Yeah. We
We knew
weren't
who she was,
confused.
and we
No,
were
yeah,
not
no.
confused at all on who she
Hmm.
is. And then one last thing, Charisse De Jesus, thank you so much for the Cash App. I got your Cash App. I appreciate it so much. Y'all, I'm going straight to Amazon when I get off of here, and I'm buying an arm to hold this so I can stop holding it in my damn hand. So thank y'all so much for the Cash Apps. Y'all know how much I appreciate that. Thank you, Charisse. If you in the chat, go ahead and drop your name in there, because I haven't even seen you in there, so I appreciate it if you're just watching too, and you're not commenting. But I got Tanya up here. What's your thoughts, Tanya?
I'm really in the middle
Okay.
because I thought Jeff P was very controlling. That's my take on him, but he couldn't control Teaspoon.
Correct.
Hmm.
She's a strong woman, and I don't know how Tyler's going to be, because, and the reason why I say that is because none of the aces came over there. He had a good relationship with some of the aces, right?
Hmm.
But guess what? None of them came to the sky.
Hmm.
So that's where I am when I think Jeff wants somebody he can control, but I don't know just yet because I don't know Tyler's total characteristics. But I
Mm-hmm.
think if Tyler had some bones or whatever, he could have got some of the aces over here. Somebody, Tiff,
Alicia.
some, Clark, somebody that he knows,
Yeah.
somebody that he knows. And I
Mm-hmm.
just thought it
Hold
was a
on, Tanya. You
You
cooking.
cooking?
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
You cooking.
and I just thought it was a shame what they did to Teaspoon. Look what she was dealt with. Will out, a new system, 2 rookies. Cardoso goes out. They trade ridiculous in the middle of the season. They gave Marina her way. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was ridiculous. I know she wanted to be traded, okay? But for the organization, you got to, what the organization is first.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know she didn't want to be there. I know, you know, she wasn't happy. But I would rather me look, you know, as Marina, I'm going to try to look better than to go out there and do something crazy. But you have to, the first responsibility is your organization. Another thing I want to say is this. Look how they brought Angel and Camilla in first day. Look, that was garbage.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to hype your team, your players at a recreation center.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to want to do that? Look what they did for Peely, Cam Brink.
I know.
You know, it's garbage. It was
Man, garbage.
total garbage. Players see that. Players see that. They don't want to come to nothing garbage. Another thing, they not hyping up this facility that we're supposed to be getting.
It's coming though. I do think it's
I
coming,
know it's
Tanya.
coming, but I've only heard a couple things about this
Okay.
facility coming.
She's talking about the hype.
Hype.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's hype it up. Let's hype it up. Let's hype it up. I've only heard a couple things about this. But like I said, I don't know Tyler. I hope he got some balls. Excuse me. I hope he has some balls. And look, another thing, his players come before Jeff. And I think that's what TSpoon did. She was a strong woman. He couldn't deal with it. He didn't want to deal with it. So that's why he did that, because it doesn't make sense. And I'll be like Judge Judy. If it don't make sense, it ain't right.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I got to say. And I hope we get some people. Another thing I know we had to trade Dana.
Yeah.
We got 2 picks in the second draft, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Do
Yeah.
you think they're gonna make the team?
The second two is questionable.
That's
I'm
what
not.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We need,
Yeah.
and one more thing before I go, and because
Yeah,
this is my
you're
first time
fine.
ever saying anything,
You're fine.
but we need a power forward.
Yeah.
I said that.
Power forward that's gonna back up Angel Reese.
I
Yes.
agree.
She can't play the whole game.
Can't
So
play the whole game. We
no.
need somebody that's gonna be there. Now I do agree that we need to get Central. I mean, because I know Olivia Miles is not going to be there. I just know she's not going to be there.
No, she
Do
is,
agree.
Tanya. She gonna be there, Tanya.
Why you say that?
Seattle picked up they picked up
No.
Erica Wheeler.
Oh, they picked up Erica Wheeler?
Yes, ma'am.
Did they?
Yes. Today,
Oh,
this
okay.
morning, they picked up Erica
Oh,
Wheeler. So
that
now that they
changes
picked up
everything.
Erica Wheeler, that changes
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, I think they want to go with a more veteran because they trying to win now. I think
Yeah.
that's what they're trying to win now.
And
I
then
don't think.
I'm sorry.
No, you go.
What is our philosophy? Winning or rebuilding?
I don't know.
You know
We
what I'm
done fell
saying?
in the rebuild. It don't matter if they want to win. We done fell in the rebuild.
That's what
Yeah, I
I'm
don't.
saying. What
I
but
don't
For
know
then
what to
three
do.
years, but for 3 years they've been rebuilding. That must gonna be the
Sister
greatest
Tony.
rebuilding world time.
No, well, first of all, last year was the first, like with Angel, they blew up that entire championship team. Angel and them came in, right? So that was the first year. Okay. Then next year would be the second year. Now that they didn't get Jewel Lloyd or whatever the case may be that they thought they were going to do to speed up the rebuild. But let's be clear, Chicago Sky was in a rebuild last year.
oh yeah,
And we're
definitely.
going
The year before that, they were in a rebuild. I was reading from what's her name, Annie. They were talking about how they've been in a rebuild for 3 years.
Mm.
the
And
But I
championship
thought
team.
too
What are
that
we
they were
talking
in a
about?
rebuild for 2, but Annie said they were in a rebuild for 3. I don't know. That's
Only
what she.
because Well,
You know,
yeah,
she,
she did say that because after the championship year
Right.
of 2021, it kind of pieces left every year, so they probably counting that as the
I
rebuild
don't.
because
Okay, I think
because
we think of it differently then.
the year before Angel and them came, that's how, the only way to get um because they lost Candace Parker. The only way to get them picks they got to get Angel and them, they were in a rebuild. Because that's
Right.
why Marina Mabry say now, I don't know if Marina Mabry is to be believed, but she said she already knew they was in a rebuild. She had already asked out before the season started.
Correct. Correct. That's what I heard too. That's what I
That's
heard.
what she said. Now, I don't know if that's the truth, but she was saying that when she came, she came and found them in a rebuild, and what was billed to her was that they was about to win now, and that's not what they were doing once she got in the building. Kind of like what
Once
happened
Talia left.
that's happening to her in
What's happening
Connecticut.
to her right now?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I don't
but
know. I think she's counting the rebuild year, the year before Angel and them came, and
yeah,
then it'll be Angel's season, and then this next season will be maybe the third year. Maybe that's where she's coming from because I, I don't know. I don't understand the WNBA anyway, Key. So don't take everything I say for a grain
No,
of
I hear
salt
you.
because just because somebody asked me to trade them, yeah, we're gonna trade you today.
Nah, I ain't doing
Yeah,
that. You stuck.
no, your organization come first.
Exactly.
yeah.
You
You
know,
got a job to finish. I ain't trading
that
you just
was
because you feel
unfair
like
to
it.
right. That was unfair to Teaspoon. That was totally unfair to Teaspoon. To
And,
me, it
and
was.
and then you
And
wanted to still make the playoffs.
yes, yes. And another thing I want to say about the fever, and I'm gonna let y'all take it. The fever is going crazy. They trying to get the Mystic, they trying to get Alana Del Don. That's
Oh,
why they got rid.
Deladon.
Yes, from the Mystics.
Now what they gonna do with her?
She's like 6'5", but she
I
played a
know.
four.
Okay.
But yeah, she's good. She's good, but
She is.
she
She been
she uh
out for a year or
out for
two.
a year,
Yeah.
and I don't know what the problem was. I can't remember what the problem is from last year. I don't know that. I don't know, but like and I think she was on the Sky before.
She was at one time. Yes.
Yeah, she was. I don't know what she
Hmm.
did. I don't know. I don't really remember her uh being on the Sky, but we need to. I know that we don't want to give up that third one, but we need to make some deals so we can keep up with these teams.
Yeah. True.
It's sad that we can't get over the hump and get somebody. So that's what I got to say. Thank y'all, and y'all doing a great job.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming up.
Okay.
Thank you, Tanya.
Right.
You can
Okay.
come up anytime. Great takes. Great takes. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
But yeah, I don't know what these people doing. We've been trying to figure it out, y'all, and I pride myself on being a pretty intelligent person, and I threw my I threw my hands up. Even I was like, well, maybe that's just over my head. I don't know. I don't know what these people doing.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. That's a fact. What I
Mhm.
wanted to do too, I'm a oh, hold on, Sister Noble came up.
Okay, she got it. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Sister Noble.
How you doing? I don't know if I'm blocked under Sister Noble. I don't know.
No,
I
we
don't
dropped it
even.
a few times. I think you just kept missing it. Missing it.
Oh, oh
Yeah,
yeah,
the chat
yeah.
moving kind of quick. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
see. See, this gonna be real quick because I'm not long winded. It's
You
gonna be
good.
real
Okay.
quick.
Okay.
The only thing I got a problem with Jeff P about is the fact that he cut Chennedy Carter and she is not with another team as of yet. I
Mhm.
got a real problem with that.
Hmm.
A real problem because I honestly I see it as her being blackballed from the league
Hmm.
at
Mhm.
this point because it just looks to me like a blackball because of what happened, last summer. And I'm not going to
Mhm.
call her name. I'm just saying it goes back to that. And I feared as much that this would happen. I really did, but I was hoping that Kennedy would be picked up by a team, but it's not looking like it will happen for her. And that's
Mhm.
the only unfortunate thing right now that I have when it comes to Jeff P. decision to let Kennedy Carter go.
Mhm.
Because this is a very tremendous talent that should be in the league. And I don't think she's going to get picked up. And
Mhm.
that's the only issue I have. That's it.
I
Okay.
feel you on that. The
Thank you for.
reason
Oh, go
that's
ahead.
one of the reasons why he had already made when he made the decision to get rid of Teaspoon, he'd already made
Yeah.
that decision on her.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion on that. And
Yeah.
then he went into a smear campaign so he can justify the decisions he was making.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate. I'm hoping that she gets picked up. It might like Key has been saying. Key has been saying she thinks she's gonna get picked up. Hopefully in like training camp on a training camp contract. Somebody take a chance on her and put some parameters around whatever they got going on for their organization. I'm hoping so. I just hope if she gets the opportunity, she takes it, and then she only have to do that 1 year. And I promise her, if you hear me, Chennedy Carter, you ball out 1 year. That's all you got to do. The teams will be clamoring for your services, and you can
Yeah.
rewrite your own story. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. My take on it is I've said this a few different times when it comes to that specifically. Because I mean, I'm just mad about how Jeff is doing everything. It's not just Kennedy, it's Teaspoon, it's all kind of other stuff that I feel like he's doing. But as far as the Kennedy thing, if he wanted to fire her, like that's not my issue. If he wanted to fire Teaspoon, that's not my issue. I just don't like the double standards. That is my actual issue. If he felt like her offensive scheme doesn't fit where they were going, by all means. If he felt like Teaspoon wasn't a great X's and O's coach, by all means. But it's the made up things that you're saying about these people in their profession that is what I don't like or care for. And then it's you treating one player a certain way, but then another player who might be similarly a locker room cancer or whatever the case may be, you're not giving them the same flack. You trying to help them find a team, this, that, and the third, or whatever the case may be. That's what I think about it. And at the end of the day, like you're an organization that has, pull in what you do. And so I feel like he went out of his way to make sure that Dana, Marina, like people like that who also possibly were locker room cancers as well, if that's what you want to describe it as. Um, he helped them out a lot more than he helped Kennedy out as well. So that's really I just don't like when stuff not even and fair. That's all I could say about that. You want to get people up out of there by all means. Like I'm not here to debate that. If you think this person isn't good for the team, I'm not here to debate that. If he felt like she genuinely wasn't, but it's what he followed up with to make sure that these people don't get another job or people look at
Exactly.
them differently or whatever the
Exactly.
case may be. So that's what I didn't care for. But how do you feel about Tyler Marsh, Sister Noble?
I mean, Tyler Marsh, I don't know too much about him. I
Yeah,
really did not watch the Aces and watch him in action with the Aces. I really don't know too much about him. So I
got you.
can't really speak on whether he's going to be a great coach for Chicago. I mean, only time will tell, because I'm going to tell
Yeah,
you now,
yeah.
if they start losing too many games, it's going to be a problem. I
Mhm.
see it coming. So
Yeah, I can see
I
it
don't
too.
know exactly. I don't know if that situation gonna work out the way that Jeff P envisioned. I don't
Mhm.
know because of how he did things, how he went about, doing, the most.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like, yeah, it seemed almost like okay, he did these things, like he fired Teaspoon and got rid of Kennedy Carter, but like you said, he also went on some sort of smear campaign you know,
Mhm.
to denigrate these people and make it harder for them to land somewhere else. But it's not really going to stop Kennedy Carter. It's just that she may have to take a different route to get where she wanted to get, but it's really not going to stop her career. Even if she has to go overseas and play, she'll be okay. and
Mm-hmm.
Teaspoon will also be okay. But see,
Mm-hmm.
the smear campaign that also hurt Kennedy Carter, and to a degree, it hurt Teaspoon, okay, to a degree. But it's
Mm-hmm.
not going to stop them, okay. But that I just didn't. Yeah, I didn't like the fact that he let Kennedy Carter go and then went on a smear campaign, and he
Mm-hmm.
did it, okay.
Yeah.
So that's my opinion.
Okay.
What it did do
Okay.
is what it did do, Sister Noble, too, is now I don't think that's what he intended, but now everybody looking at him with the side eye.
Yeah.
Even players that's not even when they thinking about free agency, they still looking at the GM side eye. Because if you did that to Kennedy Carter and Teaspoon, who everybody loved Teaspoon, well, what you
Yeah,
do to me?
exactly.
So
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, all of that, everything y'all said was valid. Seriously, I think the Tanya was cooking with grease when she said the little like Alicia Clark ain't come over there. Like,
right.
ain't nobody came
Sydney
over there that was
Carlson.
Tiffany. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I think Jeff obviously wore the pants. You feel what I'm saying? Wears the pants because he's the GM. I get that. They're the one that actually signs the players. But y'all ain't going to hear what I had to say about all three of
Oh
those
Lord.
players and what they have in common, including Dejanay. They all black.
Your girl's so crazy.
I'm,
She
I'm
just
I'm
like
not even being funny. I believe
Preach,
that
preach,
he
what
preach,
what I'm
preach.
saying
even
is
if even if
the way you cackle. That's what I'm
because it's
yeah.
like he probably could have had them come. Tyler Marsh probably could have had them come over there, or maybe I don't know. And then Jeff is like, nah, they black. Like, nah, we ain't going there.
Well, they're not
Um,
just black. They have strong opinions about things.
and personalities and all of that. God forbid,
I
right?
don't now I think if you would have got somebody with a not me, but a gentle personality,
Oh Lord.
he'd have been okay. But you're talking about women who speak their mind. So
Yeah,
isn't that kind of what he didn't like about Teaspoon? So
That's what I'm
yeah.
saying.
it didn't shock me that she didn't get picked up. Talking about Dejanay, it didn't shock me.
Yeah, no, I figured it. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
I get it now. Like I see when she didn't get picked up and then Sloot, Kia Nurse, and Rebecca, I was like, oh, I get it now. Like I
The
no,
trip part about
I
this whole thing, Key, is Rebecca Allen just is cray. No, let me stop.
Uh,
yeah, but we already talked about the double standard, right? It's okay if they're just as crazy. It's just not okay if we're crazy, right?
exactly.
So
Yeah, because
it's
Rebecca.
fine. It's cool.
Yeah.
I already see for what it is. Now that I know that though, now I can go forward knowing that. Like, oh, he's probably not gonna pick this person or pick that person based off of X, Y, and Z. I get it. Like, I done
So,
figured it out now. It took me a little, but I'm here. I've arrived.
so are y'all
Mhm.
saying that Jeff P is intimidated by strong, opinionated black women?
Look, I'm not saying it, but I'm saying it, sister. No,
But y'all know that.
I'm not
Y'all know that
saying Tyler
unusual.
Marsh is soft. I'm just saying he's very soft spoken
Oh shit.
and he's not forceful, sister. No,
Yeah, yeah.
you know.
The reason
Cause
why I'm catching so much hell on Twitter X. That might be the reason why I'm catching a lot of. You know what? I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that alone.
and I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Everybody got their own personality.
I'm gonna leave
I'm
that
just
alone.
saying he tends to like people that are not going to challenge him. You know, some people don't want people that challenge them mentally. Some people don't
Mhm.
Nope,
want those people around.
nope.
Mentally, physically,
You right.
professionally, all
Yeah.
of it.
Some people don't want them people around because to them it's exhausting. Oh my God, why you keep asking why? Why are we doing this?
Hmm.
Why? Some people, it's just like that one kid you have. You like, look, if you ask me why we going one more time, I ain't got to give you no answer. Some people don't want to go through that. They don't
No,
want other people's opinions. They just
nope.
want you to say, yes, sir, I get it done, Mr. Jeffy.
Honey, I tell you, I run across just as many. I mean, I'm, I'm gonna keep my opinions to myself. I'm gonna keep my opinions to myself.
But
Baby.
but everybody's worked in a workplace where it's like, okay, so you asked me my opinion, but you really don't want it. So I'm just gonna, you know what?
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is.
Okay,
Because
you
it's
don't want to
giving
hear.
he want to coach and he want GM. He want to do both of them. To be
But he
completely
wants the
honest.
Mhm.
reason. He wants the reason why they win, so he can get the accolades from it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Teaspoon was a bigger than life coach. If they would have won or had success, we'd have been 100% giving that success to Teaspoon. We wouldn't have given it to Jeff P.
Yeah. I want to be very clear. If we do anything, I am still not giving it to Jeff P.
But I think he wants
He's
the
getting
praise. I think he
nothing from
wants it.
me.
I
He
think he
is
wants it though.
giving nothing. I'm giving Jeff P a goddamn thing for where we get to, because really a lot of stuff is just happening to him. If it was up to Jeff P, we would have had Jewel Lloyd, like all this different stuff or whatever the case may be. So what's happening now is he just did things too quick and the plan blew up in his face, and now he's having to deal with building through the draft or possibly trading away those last two picks to get something or whatever. But that wasn't his plan. His plan wasn't to rebuild. His plan wasn't to build through the draft. He wanted to give our picks away to get certain people, and they refused
Dude,
it.
he was willing to get whoever would come. To be honest, and he just wanted a big name. I don't even think it's Jewel Law. He just wanted a big name. It could.
I think it's Jewel Lloyd because now it's dead. Like he hasn't.
No, I'm talking about what I'm saying is, yeah, Jewel Law. But I'm thinking what I'm saying is, if he would have got another big name, he would have took that. He just wants it to be the perspective that I built this team. I brought these pieces here, and we won. He don't care who gets him that achievement. He don't care about Jude Lord either. He just wanted to use her.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, he don't care.
Denise Sweet said Jeff P said himself he's hoping for a winning season. Okay.
Hmm. He gonna put that pressure on Tyler Marsh. That's what he gonna do.
Yeah, he is, and
Hmm.
he better give him the piece to make that happen though. Like what he, but I will say I'm with Uncle Je. He needs to make it to the playoffs because Teaspoon was about to make it to the playoffs if there wasn't injuries. So
So
I
so
mean,
but Key. What y'all gonna do if they don't make it to the playoffs, Key? I'm just saying hypothetical, Chicago fans. Please don't come for me. If they
Hit
don't
the
make it,
road, Jack, and
right?
don't you come back
Are
no
y'all gonna be
more, no
Are y'all
more,
gonna be
no
calling for
more.
Tyler
Oh,
Marsh
he,
to be
he gonna
fired?
be packing his
Keisha,
bag.
hey, chat. Keisha is asking if Tyler Marsh don't make it to the playoffs. Do y'all think Tyler Marsh should be fired? Are y'all gonna be calling for his head? How do y'all feel if Tyler Marsh doesn't make it to the playoffs next year?
Hmm.
For me, a first year head coach with what's going on, I'm not gonna lie, just like Teaspoon, like I wasn't mad they didn't make it to the playoffs. I was not mad. I was like, I mean, I wasn't expecting anything fantastic in their first year. So I would give him that grace in his
Hmm.
first year if he didn't make it. But I think Jeff P just made shit so bad for Tyler now. So I'm just kind of like, yeah, no, I do expect you to make it to the playoffs at the very least.
Well, there you have it. Tyler Marsh is in a conundrum.
I
He's
mean,
gonna have to take a young team to the playoffs, or the fan base gonna be like, "What the hell you got rid of Spoon for?"
because that's what you said you got rid of her for, right? Because she didn't make the playoffs. That's what you said. That's what you said. Like,
You said you was gonna be able to get free agents because you got rid of Spoon and Kennedy Carter.
that's
That's what
what
you
you
said.
said.
That's what you said.
That's what you said.
This fan base gonna keep receipts, Key. That's all I'm
And certainly
saying.
will. And certainly will. And
Hmm.
certainly will.
And unfortunately, Tyler Marsh is caught up in the whirlwind of it. So y'all be nice to Tyler Marsh. He's a really nice man.
Okay,
he's a really nice guy.
and with you saying that, I have to pull the clip up for my people. People been asking Keisha. They've been asking, and they said I didn't see
we
the
go,
clip.
we
Chucky,
gonna do
Chucky,
this
Chattel, if
again.
you there, they asking for it, Keisha. They
Okay.
asking for it. Okay, this is my y'all. If you hear, I'm about to pull up what me and Keisha was talking about. Okay, and yeah, I'm about to pull it up now. Hold on one second. For the people who's asking me about the video,
Okay.
um, because I
Let,
know y'all was saying like why y'all think Tyler Marsh is soft spoken and all of that. Well, I want to show y'all.
yeah, let's get it. Oh, turn it up a little bit.
It's up. It's up.
Oh, I got it.
Together on three, family on six. 1, 2, 3.
Together.
4, 5, 6.
Family.
Yeah, I wasn't inspired.
Okay. I mean, but yeah. I
Yo,
mean,
he,
But
he's not
but
gonna say that
hey,
during the games, is it? Like he not gonna like be like that, talking low like that during the games, is it?
I don't know. I could barely hear him.
I mean,
I
I
had to
ain't
hit
trying
the
to be
volume
funny,
button
but
on my
I can
laptop.
barely hear him. I can barely hear him. But
I,
I'm sure he's not gonna be talking that low during the games. I'm sure of that. I'm sure.
okay, okay,
okay, Sister
That's
okay,
y'all
Noble.
Sister
coach.
Noble.
That's y'all coach.
Okay, Sister Noble. Listen, I'm with you. Okay, I'm praying. I think you probably right, Sister Noble. He probably is going to be a lot different. You know,
Yeah.
yeah,
He
but
better be.
this is what all we got where he all right, y'all the vets and that, you know, and I'm gonna give you the platform and yeah, we hope that you
Oh Lord. I think he's gonna be a little bit more outspoken and animated during the games. He's not gonna be talking low like that. I believe it.
Boy, Sister Noble, you is a
Nah, but
one of
okay,
them
okay. You
hopeful
probably right,
person,
Sister
boy.
Noble. You know what I'm gonna do? Let me stop sharing. I'm about to go on the Las Vegas page because there has to be footage of him young and turned. There has to be footage of it.
Yeah, go find that right quick.
I gotta find it. I gotta find it while we chat
Sister
because it's
Noble, you really
Maybe
no
maybe
that's
he's
true
not
belief,
comfortable
girl.
yet.
that man sound like a whisperer. Okay, he was in there in that damn gym talking low like that.
Hey guys, I just want y'all to know y'all doing a great job.
Shut up,
Great
Sister Noble.
great job, guys.
Sister
You got
Tanya,
it.
stop it.
I want you to go and do the
Look, Donna Cox said she had to read the caption because she couldn't. Keisha like turn it up. I'm like, it's up. I can't go up no more. That is just how he is talking. I can't go up no more.
So I'm saying that he is like a carbon copy of Jeff P. That's what y'all saying. He's
No,
like a.
Jeff P got more animation than him. No, he
Yeah.
cool, calm, and collected. Hell, I don't know.
I mean, I think what Keisha said
Hey,
she was
hey,
not
Juliet.
inspired. Keisha said,
I
I'm
just
not
wasn't
inspired.
inspired.
He said, hey,
Ma-
y'all the vets of the team, so I want to hear what you have to say. I want to give you a platform. And yeah. And then you hear Mick. Mick is louder than him. Together on one, family on three. She louder than him. Like, what's going
And maybe
on?
it's maybe it's my upbringing. I don't know because I was just like,
Like, why are you so low? Why
That's
is
why
he
he's a
talking
good
so low?
developer. That's why he's a good developer. He's a developer whisperer.
he's a
Literally.
whisperer. Yeah.
I gotta find his tribute video because there has to be. I think this is just what he's showing us now, y'all, and
Uh
Yeah.
huh.
he gonna be
Yeah.
fired up, like he's gonna be turned up on the court.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that too. I
This just
mean,
has to be the precursor, y'all. That's what
I
it
need
is.
you.
Y'all keep
You need to
believing.
stop with that faith, Key. You starting to.
Y'all keep believing and having that. I'm gonna sit on the sideline and watch.
He is a
Be like,
grown
and be
man.
like, speak up. I can't hear you.
Sister Tony, it's gonna be much watch TV because trust me,
I'm gonna tell
we're
you.
gonna
I'm
be
gonna be like,
right. We're gonna
I'll
be
be on the
right here.
sideline.
Like
We can't hear you, Jeff. Speak up. Use that
It's
man voice.
250,000 fans in here screaming at the top of their lungs. What play do you want us to run? What are you saying? We should
maybe,
what?
Hey,
maybe
you
he don't
remember?
want.
Hey, y'all
Look,
remember
maybe he
them
don't want
looks?
to holler at the women. That maybe
Hey,
that's what it is.
hey, y'all remember them looks that Camilla used to give Teaspoon sometime when she be giving some looks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Camilla good for
That's
them looks.
she gonna be going looking at him like, okay.
Uh, Camilla is one of them people that no matter what she thinking, it shows on her face. She be
It's
like,
on her face, man.
She be lost, man. Camilla be lost as hell.
Camilla be like, what?
what's wrong with him? Is he all right?
Like that play they did when they had Camilla go out and throw in the ball, and Camilla just looked at her like, what are you
Let
doing?
me tell you something. Camilla stopped in the middle of the play and looked at Dana.
Dog, like, what are you doing, man? What are you
she just
doing?
she just
Y'all
stood there
don't
and
bring that.
looked.
Don't bring that up because I'm gonna get pissed off all over again, man. There's some plays that Dana did that I'll be seeing. I'll be in the middle of my day doing work and scroll on social media and see Dana throw a pass to the backboard or see Mariah Jefferson trying to get the ball and she just ignore Mariah, man, and just make me mad
No,
immediately,
Camilla didn't
man.
even run down to the other end of the court. She just stood there and looked at that girl like,
Like, what are you doing? What do you be doing, man? What's going on? Cart Blanco said Tyler talking that smooth jazz.
that what it
Miss
is?
Miss D said Key, they gonna run over Tyler Marsh. They going to be like Juju looking in the days when he talked. Yeah,
I
I
don't
saw
know.
that.
He a smooth talker. He might get him to do what he wanted to do.
Yo. Okay, so I did find his Las Vegas thing. So
Oh Lord.
I'm a pull up the Las Vegas one, y'all. So let's give it a shot. We're gonna give him another chance because maybe I don't know. Maybe this is. Let's do it. Let's check it out. Let's
We
check
just
this
being
one out.
funny, Dad. It ain't that serious.
Man, that is a troll. Don't even pay
we just
attention.
we just tripping. we
People don't like to laugh. It's okay. It's okay. You
just
like
being
to
funny.
frown. We like to
I
laugh
laugh
over
I
here.
laugh at my college
Oh,
coach all the time. Kim Mulkey crazy.
like
Yeah,
to be serious and
I,
angry.
I could do a whole show.
It's really hard to measure impact. First of all, I didn't know what I was getting. I knew I was getting a good one with Tyler. It turns out I got a great one. And I think his impact, not only on just building a rapport and a relationship and a trust with our players and really anybody who interacts with him. He's one of my first phone calls, you know. I want to know his opinion. I want to know what he thinks. He's got a great ear. He's got a lot of wisdom and discernment on how he says things and when he says things. Just a really, really solid human being, foxhole guy. If
what
I'm
she
going to
said?
war, I want Tyler in my bunker.
I don't know. It cut off a little bit. I think he a player's coach at the heart of it though.
I just don't know if you can find much more solid person than Tyler.
Oh,
Sound like that man.
That's just the way that man talk. I couldn't hear what he said then.
yeah. That's how he talk. That's how he is. He's so sweet.
He's just a
Okay.
sweet guy.
Okay,
Hmm.
y'all.
Yeah, he's just a sweet guy. It's gonna be hard to cook him during the season. It's gonna be very hard. Now y'all gonna make me
Hey,
feel
y'all.
bad.
Yeah, y'all feeling bad now. I'm crying, not y'all feeling bad.
I'm not feeling bad. I already said if he wows me to the point where I will come back on key page and say I was wrong. I will admit, but right now, not with them type of players that you got. You can't be coming like that.
Hey, let me tell you something. Are freaking hilarious. My chat is funny as hell. Y'all, all of y'all, Tony up here, man, Sister Noble, man, y'all are hilarious. Keisha, Chuckle Chatter said Tyler said for better or worse, like they was getting married. I'm dead. Donna Cox,
He said put a ring
I'm
on
a
it.
name. Look, Donna Cox said Tyler nickname is the Whisperer. Yo, it's just y'all are hilarious. Somebody said my TV is on 100 and I still couldn't hear him. I mean, he just y'all, the man. I think we got to get used to it. Our coach is soft spoken, and I mean, it just that's just what it is. He just a soft spoken guy.
So let me get this straight. When they on the sideline, he gonna run up on Angel and whisper in her ear. This is what I need you to do, okay, sweetheart? Okay.
That's what he gonna do. That's how
That's what I need you to do, sweetheart, okay? Thank you. Okay. You okay? They made you mad. The ref made you mad. Come here and talk to me. Let me see what's going on. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. I'm gonna go talk to him. Okay, you just sit right there. I'll be right back.
No, Angel don't want a coach like that.
No, she loved Kim Mulkey coaching. Angel loved the way Kim Mulkey is a spaz.
And still be like, all right, come over here. Come on now.
I mean, Kim Mulkey is knocking clipboards out of Hall of Famers' hands.
Yeah. Chuckle Chatter said that's why Jackie was Tyler's favorite. Both of them just be whispering shit. Jackie don't talk at all. Jackie do not talk at all, y'all. Please. She don't even open her mouth. Oh man, this is jokes. This is so funny, y'all. I mean, the point is, y'all, I don't think the point is I understand how he was, and I understand his accolades, and I understand why he gets what he gets from like the compliments he gets from the players and what everything Becky just said. But that's as an assistant coach, right? So I'm like, shit, the whispering probably is fine as an assistant coach. Like what he was doing as an assistant coach is fine, but we got to understand he's our head coach now. That's why I'm bringing it up. You know, all of that is cool. You know, I'm not too hard on him. I want him to win because if he wins, my team wins. But I'm just saying, y'all, he's gonna be a head coach now. He's not gonna be so all of that he was doing, he's not doing that no more. Y'all talk all that players development, which I bring it up too. It's a great asset and he can do that and help with that. But he's head now. Like he's not just an assistant. And yeah,
I mean,
you don't know what would happen if I let somebody whisper in your ear. You might do everything
anybody
man tell you to do.
Stop that, because you know that anybody come whisper in your ear and ain't your man, and you whisper in your ears. No, you're not my man, so don't be whispering in my ear. Hey, that's a whole different story.
And y'all, I might be getting too personal, y'all. I might be getting too personal because I just know I don't want nobody with. I'll be like, huh? What you say?
I'll do that on purpose. Like I can't hear you.
Yeah, like I cannot hear you. Speak up. I can't hear what you're saying. Turn the volume up.
You like in a voice, that man voice. I need that deep, go deep. Yeah. Okay.
Whoever it is, I need some bass. I need to hear what you're saying.
This is that late night R&B
This ain't the R. Kelly show. This ain't the R. Kelly show. I don't need you to be whispering in
my Yo, nah, facts. Somebody said Henry T. Hurley Jr. said if he is a player's coach, then why didn't the players follow him after he left Las Vegas? It shows
follow him.
It shows the dysfunction in the organization in Chicago. Yes, it's what we've been saying this entire live, which is
Mm-hmm.
Chicago Sky is the actual problem and not anything else. So the organization as a whole. But yeah,
But
man.
he got a wife, so he better not be over there whispering in no women. Yeah, he gonna
Yeah,
get slapped
Callie.
on the sideline.
Yeah, Callie said, "Have y'all seen Tyler's wife? She is beautiful. Looks like she has a great personality. I think he's more than what we've seen and heard in these clips, whether he's good for the Sky or not." Yeah, I mean, I think he
Yeah,
is.
I'm
I mean,
pretty
we
sure.
just going we yeah, we're gonna have to see. We're gonna see.
We
You know what I
clowning.
mean?
We don't know.
Yeah, y'all, we up here playing, man. I mean, it's just
Don't take
and
us
we
serious, please. Don't take us serious. We just joking, man.
and it's what we could find out there, right? Like I've looked and searched in videos, and all of them is the same thing. So I mean, if there's a video of him yelling, I would love to have it. Like
Hey,
I
let me
just
tell you something. The moment he loses it on the sideline, it's gonna be a moment for me. I'm gonna be
exactly.
like,
I'm a
Tyler
like it.
Marsh.
Yeah, clutching my pearls. I'm gonna be shocked. He over there yelling. Oh my god! What did they must have did something real bad for him to be yelling at them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm gonna be thinking because he don't yell for nothing. That man is mild mannered and very soft spoken.
Yes, he is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Man, could barely hear him. Keisha said, "Can you turn the volume up?" I said, "It's up." It's hilarious. I mean, it's just that's how soft he was talking, y'all. It's crazy. I mean, it's just too funny. But we definitely gonna see. I'm super excited to see that at the very least. I'm gonna be locked and loaded for that first game because we get to see what Tyler Marsh is made of as a head coach. And he said he said that he wasn't gonna leave Vegas if it wasn't the perfect situation for him. He was like, I mean, I was in the perfect situation. I didn't need to leave, right? So he said it had to be something that was perfect for him to leave. So I mean, I think he's ready and slated for this position. So it's to
I'm
be seen.
I'm gonna see it up close and personal because I'm going home for the preseason game. I gotta see this unfold.
Really?
Yeah,
Mm. Oh
got
You
to.
yeah, you know I'm from Baton Rouge and they gonna play at LSU.
are
So
you
Oh
going?
yeah, I forgot
Yes.
they're playing
if you
against.
wanna look, if you wanna roll, they gotta my mama lived 10 minutes from LSU. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna
That's
roll
what's
up in
up.
there and see if I
You're
can
gonna
get
see
Tyler
it.
Marsh.
You're gonna see it up close and personal, Keisha.
I need to see. Is that Tyler Marsh talking? I got to see.
Hey, you're gonna see it up close and personal.
And
That is so tight.
I'll let y'all know. I'm gonna
I
come on
need you
live
over
and
there.
be like,
I need you at that game over analyzing everything,
Yeah.
paying attention to everything, everybody, every clipboard, every word that said, body language, everything. I need to know.
because his tenure, he's got to start off right with these women.
Yeah,
He's got to start off right. If he don't do that, it's going downhill. It's
facts.
going downhill fast.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely think that and that's why I'm like I'm wondering if he thinks this like talking like this or whatever is how he's gonna build a rapport with them and win over the locker room and all of that. How he gets them to buy in because I mean regardless of anything, whoever comes in, you want your team to buy in. You know what I'm saying? Spoon was trying to get them to buy in. How is he gonna get
Mm-hmm.
everybody on Chicago Sky to buy in? He obviously flew down to Miami to work out with Angel, see Angel and stuff like that. So they're
And
already
Key,
good.
I will
Well,
say
that's why
this:
she got
he
Lisa
has
Leslie
spent a lot of time
to
with
keep
the
teaching.
vets.
You said what?
That's why he went. That's why she went and got Lisa Leslie because I don't think he did nothing that was that great.
Well, I would say this: that might be why he's spending so much time with the vets. He's been with the vets the most out of
Yeah.
this time.
They
Maybe
need
he's
help.
trying to get them.
They need,
Maybe they
they need
trying to get
a miracle.
them to buy in.
They need a miracle.
I
That's what
mean that and
meantime because they need a miracle.
I mean they're the only ones really in Chicago. Camilla's not in Chicago, Angel's not in Chicago. They the only ones in Chicago. They ain't got
But
no other.
those are the only ones that he need to convince because the two rookies is trying to win. So they gonna come in, they gonna come back for wherever they. But he need to convince them
Yeah.
that hey, player, this is not your team. and he need to get that straight before Camilla and Angel walk in the door.
Yeah, yeah, true.
He needs to get
But
that straight.
those two
Yeah,
players do not deserve to get going there into no foolishness.
Right. That
Yeah.
needs to be roles
They
need to be defined. They should already know what's happening.
yep.
It's a couple people in the chat, Keisha, that said they're going to the game as well.
Oh snap! I'm gonna be there.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
said I gotta see this. I
yeah,
told
for
my mama I
yourself.
gotta see this right here.
And then Eddie's son Conk said Noel Quinn is soft spoken as well. You know what? You're
oh
absolutely right. She is
oh
though.
Yes.
She's very like
so you
mild
got a head
mannered,
coach
soft
that's soft
spoken.
spoken and a assistant coach soft spoken too. This can't
No,
be.
no, no, no,
Oh
no.
no no
Noel
no.
Quinn is the Seattle Storm coach,
Right. Yeah yeah.
and she is super soft spoken. Like
No, she's not.
Noel Quinn, yes, she is.
No,
The
she's not.
Seattle Storm head coach, the black coach.
Yeah, she is not. She be on them.
No, but
She
her
got that
voice. I'm
stern
talking
voice
about
to
her
be letting
voice
them know that
tone.
hey, we not
She don't
doing
be
that today.
loud.
No, she do not. Her
She not
voice tone is
loud.
not loud.
She not loud and she not loud, but she got her voice raises up a little bit more than Mr. Marsh, and
Mr.
she will let you
Whisperer.
know. She will let you know, like, hey, that's not what we doing today. That's why maybe her Jewel was feeling a certain way, but yeah,
well
she got that tone now.
well
She
let
got
me
that
tell you
tone.
this. Let me tell you this, Sister Tony. Well, he
Mm-hmm.
got Tanisha Wright behind him, so maybe he'll let Tanisha Wright be bad cop and he be good cop. 'Cause Tanisha Wright don't mind telling people about
Well, I don't know, but somebody got to have a voice.
It's
yeah.
her, and
One
then
of them
they
two
have
ladies
that other. They have
voice.
the other coach, the post coach, yeah, as well. And then
Mm-hmm.
I think they. I swear they need to hire one more coach, y'all. I think they supposed to hire one more.
That's what I thought. They were supposed to have three,
Yeah.
but
Yep.
maybe he's still working on that. I don't know. Because Chicago Sky I'm not gonna make Chicago Sky frustrate my nerves. Every day I'll be looking. Is Chicago Sky doing something great today? No,
I
not
mean, they was
today.
knocking. They was hiring pretty. So I was like, okay, another one is coming, and then it was like, nope, we ain't hear
Uh,
nothing else.
yeah, we just every day I'll be like, are they doing something great today? Oh no, I see. Oh, Ace is doing something great today. Well, look, Seattle doing something great today. The Sun's doing something great today. I guess maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
maybe I need to purchase a ticket to go see Chicago when they play the Atlanta Dream. I
Mm.
purchased one for that. I got a 5 game ticket package, but it unfortunately Chicago Sky was not included in that package.
Oh,
You
for the
save your
Atlanta
money.
Dream.
So I might have to go back and purchase like an individual ticket to go see the Chicago Sky because I need to go. I need to be there myself. I want to
Right.
be there to see,
Yeah,
so I can report about it.
Yeah, because
yeah.
I need to see this up
Yeah.
close.
Gotta lay
Right.
your own eyes on it. You gotta lay your own eyes
Mm-hmm.
on it. I
Yeah.
totally understand. I'm the same way. I get that. I
See
went
if they
to a
just.
game last year. So
Oh,
you
how
won't
was it?
regret it. It was great, and we got blew out, but it was just you're not gonna regret it because hell yeah, we got blown out so damn bad. It was crazy. I went all the way to Chicago to see them too.
No.
Um, and Chicago is a beautiful city, so I enjoyed my time there, and then I enjoyed the game. I was just happy that I got to see Angel, and then I believe like 2 games later she got injured. So oh, thank God I got to see her before she was out for the season. So I think if you're an Angel fan, if you get tickets to go to a game, like you're not gonna regret it because you get to watch her play in real time. I feel for me, I almost feel like damn, I got to watch her in her rookie year. You know what I'm saying? So any other game I come to after that, it's like, hey, I'm on year 5 watching Angel. Like I was there with her first year. I think that's how it made me feel. So you won't
Yeah.
regret going to a game and watching Angel play. Like it's
I
just
just want to go to a game
I
and watch
enjoyed
Angel
all. Don't
by
get me
movies.
wrong. I liked watching all of them. Kennedy was out the game that I went there, unfortunately, so I didn't get to see Kennedy play. But I very much enjoyed like being able to see Angel live, real and in action. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm probably gonna catch a I live in Texas, so I'll probably catch a
I think that would be
when
good,
they
Keisha.
when
A
they play
Dallas,
Dallas Wings. When they play
yeah,
Dallas Wings.
Yeah, one of
uh-huh,
my tickets is the Dallas Wings also. One of my tickets. I'm going to see them.
yeah.
Hmm
Yeah.
I'm in Atlanta, so I'll probably finally go see the Atlanta Dream play. Because I didn't go to
Yeah.
not one game last year. So I'll probably go see Chicago Sky versus Atlanta
Yeah.
Dream. I'm not
hmm
that interested in Vegas, but I might go see Vegas and Atlanta Dream. I'm
Mhm.
interested in the Sparks a little bit, and I'm interested in seeing Paige for some reason. Like I'm
Oh
hmm
yeah.
interested in seeing that up close. Uncle JE said I bought tickets already for the games in NY and Connecticut. With Chicago,
Mhm.
Uncle JE? Or is it NY versus Chicago and Connecticut versus Chicago?
Mm.
Um Jean Gray said I got my tickets for New York. Cool. Yeah, y'all not if you're a Chicago Sky fan, period. But like if you're an Angel Reese fan, get your tickets. Like I don't
Yeah.
care. Get your tickets, go watch her play. Like go watch. You will not regret seeing in person. It's even better than watching it on TV. I shit you not. Like
Mhm.
it's such a
Yeah.
joy
Most definitely.
to watch her play in person. That type of player and just how she is, it's great. It's great to see it up close in person. So if you can definitely try to go to a game, y'all. Let me see. ADP said
I
I'm
don't know.
in.
I don't know if I'm gonna go to a game because Beyonce coming out, so I gotta save my
Yeah,
coin
she's doing a
for Beyonce.
new tour.
Hey, your
Gotta save
money.
my coins for Beyonce. Gotta save my
Yeah, I
coins.
feel you.
Gotta save my coins for Asia and her new sneakers.
Oh
Yeah,
Me
yeah.
too. I want them sneakers.
Oh, yeah. I'm
I
excited
don't
for
know.
I already
it.
got an Asia shirt. I already got me a little Asia shirt. Them sneakers are very cute though. They're
Hey,
very
the black ones that she gave to
I
Dawn.
like the one
I
she gave Don Sailor. They are really nice. The black ones are really nice, man.
Mhm.
yeah. So
I see you,
I have
Coach.
no reason to wear a one-legged tights, but I'm gonna try to find a reason why people get wear one-legged
Please
tights
take
because
a
I love Asia.
picture, sister.
I have
Sister
no reason
Tony.
to be wearing no one-legged tights, but I'm gonna find a reason to.
Hey,
We're gonna have to
I'm
share
dead
that
at the
on
one-legged tights. The
Oh,
one-legged
video.
tights is hilarious.
There, I saw that. I said, I'm looking at it. I was like, she must think she got all basketball fans. she must. She really must think she got all basketball
She
players
said to make
fans.
it easier because people was having to keep cutting it off. So she said to make it easier, like that's why she did those. I would assume she also has the full leg ones too. No, what the hell?
I don't know. I saw the one leg. Well, I was
That's
like, well,
hilarious.
I started scratching my head. I said, well, I don't have no reason to use it, but I'm gonna have to find a reason.
Hey, when you go on your walk at night, put on your one-legged tights.
Please.
I
Yeah,
won't judge you at all.
I'm probably gonna get. I already have her other shirt, the like MVP one that just dropped or whatever with her logo previously, but I'm probably gonna get the rings. I love that one, the one where she's holding her thing and she got the two rings on her finger. That one's
hmm
fire.
yeah.
So I'm
I
probably
just
gonna get
bought,
that
I
shirt.
bought the kit for the for the Eagles Philadelphia Eagles championship thing. I just went and bought that. So yeah.
Your money is tight, Tony. Your money is tight. I got
Lord Jesus. They in my pockets already, man.
yeah,
I
yeah,
gotta make that work double twice just to keep my pockets from going dry.
yeah,
But
yeah. I
Beyonce
actually
knows
need to
she
get
wrong. Because I went to a concert last year and she knows she wrong to come back another year with talking about another concert. Come on now. I ain't
She said
recovered.
she trying to get that money back. Get that
I ain't
money next
trying to
year.
recover.
man, Beyonce is always begging. She always begging, and y'all gonna always give her money. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, them people already on the early list. They
I'm
already
trying to
know
Yeah,
that.
tell
yeah.
you on
The
pre-sale.
ticket, yeah, there's on Friday. Come out Friday at 2 o'clock. I'll be one of them. I'll be
Yeah,
one.
that's
I
great,
feel you.
Tony. I'll give you last Renaissance was absolutely amazing. So I
It was
mean I'll
awesome.
give you that one.
I don't like going to crowds. She was the only concert I went to.
Yeah.
I don't like crowds. I really don't. And but boy, when
It
they
was a
got me
it
up
was fun.
there, it was fun. It was, oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah, I
I
went
had
to see
fun.
it in I went to see it in so I didn't go to the concert. I'm also not a fan of hers. Not like not a fan like I don't like her, but I'm not somebody who like as soon as something comes out, I jump to it. So I didn't go to her concert. I didn't even listen to the album, but I ended up going to see the movie and I was like I have to listen to the album now. That's how good the damn movie was, which basically was of the concert. I was like, nah, like I gotta listen to the album. Yeah, it was really good. Now I'm not sold on Cowboy Carter, so I'm just like, yeah, I ain't.
No, it was because of her daughter Blue. I was
Yeah,
like, I want to see Blue do a little dance that she was doing. And I was like, all right, let me go see Little Blue.
yeah,
Little Blue went out there and she do her thing. I was like, well, all right, Little Blue.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah. That was super cute. I love that. I love that. It was great, and the movie was even better. You got to see her other kids and stuff too.
Oh,
So
I'm gonna have to check that out. Okay.
what the
The
movie?
movie.
It's
Yeah.
not
Mm-hmm.
out. You're gonna have to find it on bootleg. She only dropped it in theaters and then she never put
Never
it on
did a video
platforms.
or
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm mad as hell about it because it's that good of a movie. I will watch that like 15 times over. Like it's so good. I don't know why she
never.
didn't put that one out.
She gonna put it out. She gonna bet you she gonna put it out right before she do the Carter tour.
Okay,
That gonna come out. That's
okay,
gonna be one.
okay,
That's gonna be one of the merch.
Probably so.
okay. I'm gonna get it if it come out. I definitely would get it. Um, but yeah, all right, y'all. This was a great show. Thank you everybody for coming through. For giving your opinions, comments, all of that. Everybody pretty much stayed on topic. There's a few trolls or whatever the case may be. But this was great. Us kind of having getting to discuss this, being able to relate about it, and just give our unfiltered thoughts about how frustrated we are with the situation with her, and just how we kind of have dealt with it in our own personal lives. I think we're policed a lot, and what we say and how frustrated we are about it and our anger about it is policed a lot, and I feel like we provided a space where we were able to just talk about it freely, be disappointed, be sad, be mad, be angry, and it was okay. You know what I'm saying? And we need spaces like that when things like this happen to our people and to ourselves. So thank everybody for coming through, for the cash apps to me and Keisha, and supporting the pages, for hitting the like button, for subscribing, for giving your ideas, opinions, and conversation, because they do matter. This is how we grow, push the narrative, open our minds, push our own narrative, create our own news cycles, and not listening to the media. So it's important for you guys to show up and comment and all of that stuff. Like, it's not, you could think this is just YouTube all you want to, and it's really not. It's a thing, it's a real thing, and it's growing and it's building, and you're a part of it, and you're a huge reason why it's happening. So shout out to y'all, man. Thank y'all so much. Thank you, Tony, for coming up, Sister Noble for coming up, Tanya, Todrick, everybody who came up here. Thank y'all so much for y'all opinions, because it matters and it's so real, and they were great and eye-opening. So
No,
just
thank you for
know,
having me up here because you didn't have to put me up here. So thank you.
yeah,
Thank
no problem, no problem. When y'all are out in the world and you think nobody cares, just know that I care. I care what y'all
We
got to say.
care.
We care
We
what y'all
yes.
care.
got to say. We care what y'all got to say. And sometimes like, I'm just letting y'all know, and I'm sure Keisha feels the same way. Sometimes the topics are gonna get heavy. It is gonna get deeper than basketball. It is. It's just gonna get there. It's not just gonna
Mm-hmm.
be surface level or just basketball, because it's stuff we have to talk about. So, um, it's not always gonna be about trade talk and what's happening with this and that. Sometimes it has to get real. So I'm glad we were able to finally close this chapter. I do want to say that I feel like TSpoon is asking us to do it. So we wish
Mm-hmm.
her love and blessings and all of that good stuff. And we move forward now knowing that she's gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
now on to this new season and what the sky is gonna do. But thank you everybody. Keisha, you got something to you wanted to say before
None
we
but
close out?
none but none but peace and blessings to my girl Teaspoon. Nothing but peace and blessings.
For sure.
That's all I got.
For sure. And yeah, everybody, like, comment, subscribe to all channels. I think by now you've seen us all be on each other's pages, so make sure you subscribe to Cut the Ish, Real Talk Sports, Steady Serving ENT, Uncle JE, The Perspective of Brooklyn 80s Baby, KSAP, Simply Ball Dropping, um I am Zoe Media, HD, Showtime. I mean, you already know. I could go on and on. So just make sure you like, comment, and subscribe because it does matter. Everybody, please be safe out there. It's a lot going on in the world. Be safe. Show up. Some of y'all, when I don't see y'all in my chat, I'll be worried. Don't I'll be like, where I haven't seen so and so in a minute. So make sure y'all checking in for real. I got T Carmela asked me, are you still going to review AR special?
You must be
Are
talking
you
about McDonald's, maybe.
the
Oh,
McDonald's
oh, I
one?
had today. I had some for dinner. That
Oh,
was
was it good?
yes. It's good.
Okay, I'm gonna have to
Okay.
do one of them. Get some of that
Yeah,
Angel Reese special.
yeah. And then
I was just
uh
happy I did cook.
yeah, T Carmela, I got you. The last thing I want to say is the Lisa Leslie episode coming out tomorrow
Lisa Leslie.
Uh,
with
she's supposed to be on the
Angel.
podcast, right? Let me go see.
I
Let me
think
go to Angel's podcast right quick.
Oh, she's having her as a guest. Yeah,
I
okay.
Wow.
think she. I think she's
yeah,
having
she's
Lisa.
having her as
I
a guest.
gotta do that one. I gotta do damn, but the one-on-one is on Friday.
What you gonna
Wait a
do?
minute.
Key,
She's so
what
crazy.
you gonna do, Key?
She's
Or I
not
might have to
even.
do
I
Key,
don't
you
think.
supposed to be doing
you don't see it?
a reference of Chicago Sky versus
You
everybody
think she
else.
got it on her Twitter,
Starting,
maybe?
I
you forgot.
mean, it should be on her Instagram page. Tony, yes, but like I feel like I gotta know. I feel like I need more because it's like if the roster's not done,
It's so hard.
it's
Yeah.
so hard for me to do the projected. I think I could do it like what month are we in? I could do it maybe in
Uh,
March, maybe because everybody else is pretty much set. I don't know what the hell going on with us because we got a draft now, and so I think some of the people in the draft could start. So I don't even know. I don't know. I want to
Yeah.
do it though, but I just feel like I need to know more about our roster before I do it. If we get Olivia Miles, I think Olivia Miles should start, but it's giving Courtney Vandersloot starting.
Yeah, let the old lady sit down for a while.
that's the old lady.
They gonna split the time. You don't see it though, Keisha. That you don't see no, damn. Okay, so maybe
Now I'm
not.
over here Googling.
I'm gonna go on her Instagram really quick.
I know
Maybe
she's supposed to be because she was asking people to send questions for
right.
and usually when she does that is I mean that's the
It's a
next person coming
right,
up.
exact same. I was like, okay, so
Yeah.
She probably you won't see anything until well you should have seen something by now.
That's what I was thinking because it usually drops
It
on
won't,
a
you know
Thursday,
what?
right?
It usually comes out on Thursdays. Yeah, she come out
Yeah.
Thursday morning. It'll come out.
Maybe she's
Okay.
Super Bowling it right now, but I don't see it.
Yeah, it's probably coming out in the morning. But I know she already did it with her because she been doing commercial with her and all that.
Mm.
that episode I think is gonna be so good. So I definitely want to talk about it and go over it. Like I just know the Lisa Leslie episode is gonna be
I
fire.
like how she and Lisa Leslie has made a bond, you know, and that
Yes.
she still, honors her, the legends like
Mm.
Lisa Leslie. She put her on her commercial,
Yeah.
she put Stewie, then she put her fan on in the commercial too. That
Mm.
that was nice. And the past player, which I didn't even know who it was.
Mm.
I
You
felt
talking
like the
about?
interview. Oh my, go ahead, Keisha.
No, you go ahead. You go.
I was gonna say I felt like the interview she did with Skylar Diggins and like when she does interviews with players, whether they're vets or whatever, it's something about it just makes it better. You just get this insight. The questions are better. Everything about it is better. So that's why I'm excited about the Lisa Leslie one as well because I love the Skylar Diggins one. I love the Cheryl Swoops one. it's just a different vibe to it.
It wasn't more like you my friend, we two friends sitting down and we just talking. It wasn't like
Yeah.
an interview. It was more like, hey,
Yeah. And I
you
think
know,
you get to know, because I learned a lot about Skylar. I learned a
yeah,
lot about her in that interview. I learned not a lot about I'm not gonna say a lot about Cheryl per se, but just the way that she feels about Angel. I learned a lot about that at the very least. And I feel like I'm gonna learn a lot about Lisa Leslie. I was born in 90, so for me the birth years of the WNBA are like way over my head. I'm still learning a lot of these players and their place in our history. And so I think I enjoy learning it with Angel, because now she's, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, she's that generation coming up. So it's like, it's cool seeing both dynamics at the same time. So I'm excited to see what Lisa Leslie has to say. So I'll keep a lookout on that, y'all. I don't see that is, but maybe something will pop up tomorrow that is dropping tomorrow. And we'll figure out like going over that interview if it does drop tomorrow or whatever, whenever it drops. But yeah, that's all I got, y'all. I'm about to go walk my dog, maybe eat something. Y'all have an
Me too.
amazing night. You
you
about to
gonna
eat
walk your dog
peaches.
too? You got a dog,
No,
Lakeisha?
we got a chihuahua. I'm just gonna open the back door and tell her to run.
Oh my
You
goodness.
got a backyard? You got a backyard? Yeah, I
Yeah.
live in an apartment, so I gotta go downstairs and take her to the dog park.
Oh yeah,
When
So
he
you
run,
really gotta
when
walk.
he
No, I
run
just
through the
open the
gates,
door.
when he run through the gates, I hope you can run after him. That'd be
No,
funny.
that dog. We want that dog. My daughter done had that dog since she was 8 and she 24. That dog ain't going nowhere.
Oh my
oh wow, that is a long time.
Yes.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, 8? Wow.
Yes.
You lucky you got a backyard though. I gotta take my dog all the way downstairs, walk her to the dog park.
I see
God.
him walking behind you, pacing.
Back and forth. Like, if you don't take me the hell outside, I know something. That's all my all right, y'all. We about 3 hours and 40 minutes in. Gotta go. This is like a second job with the job I already have, child.
Me
Then
too.
I got a child, low key.
Yeah.
So yeah. Thank you, McKaylin. Also, shout out to you, McKaylin, for the Cash App. Thank you so much. I'm glad that I can help you through your class. Even though you was exhausted. Again, thank everybody else. Be safe. Love every last one of y'all. And we'll catch you guys on the next one, where I'm gonna be hitting you with the key facts. Bye, y'all.
Bye, guys.